Hello guys, welcome back to Tuesday Night Fly Casual on the 25th of June. Just got me to start with, while Steve and Ryan are the other side of the table, having a bomber off, as they politely put it. So we've got Scum, Steve flying Steve things, so double skirgs with a friend, and we've got Ryan flying Venny with double A wings. Should be a good one. They're both particularly well skilled with their own lists, so will be good to watch if you're interested in flying any of these lists. Obviously, after today, they might actually be useless and completely wrong in points, and we can't ever fly them again, so who knows. So this may be the last hurrah for both of these lists, or it might be a whole new world of lower points and more fun. Anyone that's also watching FFG, if there is anything exciting, please do let us all know and tell us this has dropped, this has gone up, here's the points of this. We'll keep an eye on the comments and discuss throughout. I think Ryan and Co are doing a little discussion of it later when they pop in, but I'm here for the first game all by myself because, you know, I like it in there by myself. Actually get a sound conversation. So, right, they look like they're about set up, so we'll transition over shortly just so you can see the lists and whatnot, but we'll give them just a minute longer to try and get set up. We have got two giveaways going on tonight, guys. We'll start you off. A free giveaway is this bad boy. If anyone's not got one of these, it is the Full Art T65 playing card size damage deck. And then a stretch goal giveaway of another set of templates, because these have always been going down pretty well. So, well, I've got some. We'll go away. No, it's not a skin fade. It only went to a 1, actually. I deliberately didn't ask for a skin fade because my brother has a skin fade and the back of his head looks like a bulldog's face. Ines, I think would have given you a run for your money from the last points change. I think I hit 2. It was either 38 or 42. I can't remember. But it was a large jump. I deliberately made the list beforehand of what I thought was going to get nerfed the most. They did both sides. Go away. Just going to show you one side, aren't they? We'll see. Deliberately asymmetrical, Rich. That's fine. Right, let's transition over. Let's see the lists.
Are we on the wrong sides?
Yeah, yes, I'll switch you over. First part of news from FFG Live. Rebel Falcon is losing the illicit slot. No more handbrake cam. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's gone. Yeah, it's dead. Yeah.
Rebel Falcon's losing
Sorry, Rasta. Handbrake Han is gone. So Ryan has kindly marked up his A-wings for us. So we've got Tally in red and Lulo in blue. So we've got Venny, Super Fat Venny, Trad Sim, Pattern Analyzer, Perceptive Co-Pilot, Ray, Skill Bombardier, Proton Bombs, Seismic Charges and Stealth Device. Oh, a second mod slot is interesting though. I'm going to have to shout this at everyone though. Two mods is spicy though. Stealth Device, engine upgrade. Layer up to 6, perfect. Drea's up 7 points. Oh, by Drea Swarms. That's spicy, that is. And final two highlights before I go. Layer up to 6, Drea up 7 points. He got Drea up 7 points and Layer 6 points face now. Yeah. I think these two are just going to come say hello before the game and then they're going to go and play. Studio's live.
I brought my violin for all the Rebel Beef players.
Yeah, same.
Sorry, guys.
There's the Rebel Beef players. Rebel YT lose illicit gain second mod, Leia up 6.
Drea up 7, Layer 6 points.
Hi, everybody. What was Leia before she went down 2? She was 8 points.
Yeah,
Rich.
so she's still cheaper.
She was 8.
Yeah. So should we go and have a game?
Let's go and have a play.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I do actually have 3 ships. You just might not be able to see one of them because it's got stealth device.
So stealth device Venny.
So my list is not just 2 A-wings, guys. I just wanted to point that out.
No, are you?
Well, ready?
We good? Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
pretty much ready.
So me and Ryan, just a bit of a backstory. Me and Ryan last week while we were commentating on game 2, we I challenged you to like whose bombers are best.
Yeah.
So whether you're Super Venny or my ridiculously silly list
It's Torcula 2.
that doesn't
Talk
do
of the two.
Oh, no.
that doesn't do anything. There you go. So my 6 and I5 pilots up in points. Good.
This might...
Anyway, epic matchup from X-Wing Tavern Wars. Let's get it on.
Let's go.
We'll
Right.
give it a go. This might get messy.
Might get messy. It
Yeah.
might be over in like 10 minutes.
Make
so,
it- yeah, good. Quick game's good for
yeah,
me.
quick game's
yeah.
good because of what? Do you want to get going?
Ish.
Okay. You've
work
got
at 5, sorry.
you've got Josh on his lone wolf tonight.
Yeah, that's all good.
And then I think you may have me and Tim Marsden for the
you
second
and Tim
one.
or you and Ryan or someone.
But we need to probably get 2 players to play in the second game. So
There's a few in. We're a bit
yeah.
short on people tonight. There's weather issues and
Yeah.
car issues and
we had a team
schools
practice
and
on
stuff.
Sunday,
Yeah,
which was
so
pretty
a
packed.
bit
So
low at the minute.
yeah.
but-
Anyway, see you in a bit.
Wedge up to 55 points. Till Ali will be happy. He hates
Wedge is
Wedge.
up
Up to 55, not 51. It's not too bad. It's not killer. Right. So. Predictions for this matchup, guys. We'll stop talking points. I know it's the most exciting thing to happen because it really is. But pop a poll up for you all. No, quick games are good for me tonight because I've got work at 5 in the morning, and if it runs too late, I'll be very tired. Steve. Reset votes, apply changes. Why isn't it not there? It is. Ryan, Steve, are your votes for the poll? Ryan is... Oh, why is there text in a ridiculous colour? Sorry, Haney, I've just realised my backgrounds are wrong as well. Decies are coming down. What? Main generic Decies, as in 3 in a list Decies? I'm going to have to go home and read the PDFs. I think that is the way to do it for me. There you go. So, we're thinking Ryan will win at the minute. 1 vote for Ryan. No votes for Steve. A bit harsh, but... Ryan or Steve in the chat, guys, will be your votes for the poll. So, rocks are going down. I know some of you like to watch Turn 0. Duke up in price, slightly. Interesting. So, me and Steve were chatting this game through before. So, Steve is concerned about Ryan's list. Is concerned about Venny. Doesn't think the A-Wings will be a problem. Combination of Torquil putting them to 0 and the bombs and Greedo for the crit. Thinks he'll be able to handle the A-Wings relatively well, but was quite concerned about Venny. However, if he does get a few good crit chains into Venny using Greedo, I can't see Venny lasting too long, even with all his shenanigans. Once he gets through that stealth device, of course, because it does make him particularly potent. Yes, Phantom up in points. Down with the Phantoms. But they've took handbrake con off me, which is sad. I still fly Han. I don't care.
Josh.
What?
Crack shots on Lulo. Tally's got marksmanship.
I had it.
That's fine.
I had it right. I'm sure I did.
Don't worry about it. It's barely indifferent.
Apparently, I had the ships the wrong way around, so I do apologise. Sure, A control C. That's better. Makes sense. evens it out a bit. There was always going to be a bit of play around. I don't know if we'll see anything quite as dramatic as we did in the first one. They may have learned that when they completely reshaped an entire faction, which kind of caused a few issues and just made some factions particularly one-dimensional. But we'll see. See what happens. I'll be reading them later. But if there is any key things popping up, do let us know. Anything that excites you. So we've got a 4-4 draw here for this matchup on the poll. We'll see how it balances out with some of those things, Rich, because I'm inclined to agree with you that some of them were particularly expensive anyway. They have strengths though, but okay. So Ryan's going for his traditional venue setup, which is stick it in the corner, and I believe he'll stay pretty still for a while. Okay, so that's the poll. That's going to end there at 5-4 to Ryan. So just sneaky win for Ryan there on the poll. We'll see if that pays out in the game. I imagine it'll be a relatively cagey opening, with Ryan just blowing up a few rocks on his way. So we'll have a Tragedy Sim, get rid of that first rock, reload, Tragedy Sim, get rid of that second rock, reload, for an opening, I imagine. With what we've got, seismics that can be reloaded, an additional 2 seismics on Steve's side of the board. I don't think we'll have many rocks left by the end of this game. Soul's got to be careful about where he bobbers, because if he bobbers in range of a Vinny Tragedy Sim, he'll be taking damage. So this is Boba Fett placing Soul after the place forces step. He has to be at range 0 of a rock, and he will, I imagine Steve normally does, will spit out a bomb behind, skill bombardiering with Soul's ability to put it in a position where he can get 1, 2 or 3 rocks or obstacles. It'll be seismic, and just kind of trying to create a no-go zone for a few of Ryan's ships. Obviously, being able to hold the rocks does help with that. Hold the rocks, hold the bombs. Sorry. Okay, guys, we have got a stretch goal going on tonight for a set of templates. That's £35 stretch goal, run over the whole night, and in the second when that activates, if not, we'll just give away this full art damage deck from the 2.0 release, which you only got for pre-ordering a core set. Boom. Right, we are off. If they didn't set the thing off, I will. They have done. Right, we're going. Very nice. So I think, for me, for Ryan, priority here has got to be Torquil. What do you all think? Torquil. Yes, I will do, Rich. Bear with me a second. Torquil is a particularly damaging part of this list that very often gets missed, because he's going to put all your ship. He's going to put a ship down. Yes, Total. Yeah, I had a funny feeling that was going to happen. I don't know why. If it's just the named ones were definitely coming down. I don't know if we'll see the generics coming down. But the named ones needed it. So Torquil's going to put a ship down to 0 at the start of the engagement phase, and it gets missed and just left. But it's particularly brutal if that happens, because, for example, let's say he does it to Lulo. Lulo all of a sudden becomes a 0. All of Steve's ships can shoot at Lulo before he gets to shoot, at which point he could be dead. Especially if he's obviously dropped his... Thank you very much, Richie C. I've been playing around with the gifts, so enjoy our new gifts. Okay, so I've had a seismic from Soul, followed by a Talon roll. and he's just going to kind of form up a little train as he drives around the edge there. I expect him to kind of chase round the edge and then come up on the A-wings from the bottom of the board as we look at it. What he told me he likes to do earlier with Torquil is he... yeah, it makes sense, Ulfric. I expected it as much. As long as it's not too damaging for non-Rebel beef lists, I'm quite happy with that. The problem with Dash is, I think if he does come down, they're worried about him being overpowered like he was in 1.0 and being anything flown. I don't think he ever will be. I just think that's what their concern is. I think that's why they're not changing him. Even though I don't think I've ever seen him on a table. So. What Steve said he likes to do, as I was saying, was shoot past things with Torquil, coming around from the side and just trying to stay away, but just put him at 0, taking pop shots with the 2 dice turret rather than the front. We could see something with Tigressers. They are a bit they are interesting in the way they work, and there are a few in there that I'm thinking, oh, they could be nasty. Oh, it's not the HLC anymore. I think that's what they're worried about. We may see it later in the eventuality of the game. I don't know if the YT2400 comes hyperspace, they might take more of a look at it. Interesting. Do they already have one of those? Okay, so dials are down for the next one. Right, no, they're not. Ryan's taking sweet time. When we all know he's going 5 forward across the bottom of that board with both A-wings. Oh, Jump Master's coming down. Could be fun. I think Dengar, as we saw Rastafly a couple of weeks ago, is not terrible. Dengar is a bit good, so... As long as you have the pieces around him, I do think there is a place for Dengar. Triple Jump Masters with Plasma Torch, Backlight 1.0. Who saw it coming? I'm joking, of course. No idea what's taking them so long. Alright, here goes Torquil. 1 bank. May see a boost it. No, just a focus. Oh no. He can still carry them with Moldy Crow, can't he? Because it's Moldy Crow. I forget this. I was thinking that was just Thingy's ability. Hello, Commander Ace. Thank you for joining us. So, 1 forward from Benny, clear stress, double focus with Perceptive, and we'll be preparing for a next turn at Trudge Sim. Do these have a white or a red reload? White reload, nice. Yeah, they can only go round in circles one way. You're absolutely right. They'll take some very specific situational flying, I think, but if someone's willing to put the time in, as we've seen with other lists, Steve with this list, for example, does really well. If someone's willing to put the time into a ship, I think there's a place for all ships in the game. Maybe not Dash because it's so expensive, but they told you to do a 5 forward down the edge of the board. It's like I can read his mind. So Sol is the red painted Skurg, and Nim's just the base paint job. If Lula's not careful here, he's going to get caught out. Hello, Lucky Call Sign. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so holding the bomb and turn back to dials. Very exciting around there. Wave 6 released at Gen Con. Now, what's the date for Gen? Is that Wave 6 announced at Gen Con or? Which is the start of So the Wave 6 announced at Gen Con, which is the start of August. We might not even have Wave 4 by then at this rate. Who knows? It's... that's good. That means they're, to me, that means that they are now releasing new things for old chips. So I think the reason we've not got card packs yet is because there's not been anything released in any of the new ships that doesn't already come in a words. What's the packs that they give at the start? The transfer, whatever they're called. The transfer packs, the ones that turned your ship from 1.0 to 2.0. Nothing were released that weren't in those. And then I think what we'll see is when we start getting those card packs, when they start releasing new things or new pilots or fixes or that kind of thing for ships that have already been out. I think that's when we'll get the card only packs rather than the ship and card packs. Conversion kits. Thank you, Rich. I knew someone had my back. Surprise Torquil's arcs on the side it is with the trajectory he's currently taking. Expect to see that changed at some point soon, because otherwise his ability is completely useless. So there's a Tragsim Seismic, which what Steve's got to be careful of here is he's going to lose his, if he's not careful, he'll end up losing his control that he's got. So he's got that control from that bomb that he dropped with Soul, which if not careful will lose because Ryan's just going to seismic them out of the way. Just drop Soul off him because I know it's useful. It's 4 forward from Torquil. And there we go, there's the out rotation. So Venny, full stop I believe. Oh no, there's a numbers there. Right, full stop. Full stop and reload. 1-4 from Sol. Okay. So, for those of you who haven't seen this Venny build before, Venny with stealth device can evade with 5 dice, I believe. So he's got base 1, range 3, 2, additional from stealth device 3, additional from Venny 4, add a result from Ray, is that right? Oh no, add one from Tally 5, there we go. I know it was from somewhere. So yeah, so this Venny, which has 1 agility, can evade with 5 dice. 6 with obstruction. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, it is a bit of an odd build, but it does survive for an odd amount of time. He once flew in a tournament and until round 4 didn't take a damage on Venny, so gives you a bit of an insight into what it can do. Steve on the other hand likes to kind of play it a bit steadier, build a control board and work from there, taking away options of the kind of more manoeuvrable ships. Say Ryan does have a bit of a counter to that with Venny just clearing out that. So, where's Lula going? Yeah, so now he does the 5 forward. Ryan won't want to give Steve the A-Wings, he'll want to feed them Venny first. Tie them up with Venny and the bombs and not the much more fragile A-Wings that don't want to be anywhere near Steve's bombs. And 1-4 boost getting the heck out of there. Hey Nick, thank you for joining us, and there's still no more point changes online yet. Keep refreshing the page hoping for the points list to be up, but I think it's unlikely we'll get any combat this turn. So he does clear one out now. Yeah, well, lots of people are, Nick. They're dropping them in as we go. We've heard about Han losing slots, Duke going up, Wedge going up, Drea, Leia. So, yeah, people are letting us know as we go. Thank you. So it seems like there's a lot going on over there. I'm just waiting for the PDF and I'll go through it that way. I think that's easier for me. So, right, we're down to 3 rocks now. So we've still got 3 seismics on the board, so can quite easily we'll have no rocks left by the end of this game, which I think definitely favours Ryan rather than Steve. Steve likes to use the rocks for control, holding the board and pressuring his opponent, but he's not going to have this in this matchup. Going to have to rely much more on his damage output and probably the use of Torquil to do serious damage to something before it can shoot. Yeah, I agree, Kay. Possibly even last time there was a PDF that got circulated online with someone had kindly done it and changed A to B and B to Z and like showing you the difference. And there's one ready to go on one of the groups already of like a Google's form that people can just put the number in, it will tell you the difference. And I was like, as soon as something like that comes up, I'm just like, so that's changed by 7, that's gone down by 4. Just so I can see the differences rather than it's now this much and what was it before. As soon as we get some action, I'll get into the commentary a bit more. But at the minute, they're both playing really slowly, which bodes well for me wanting a quick game. Serves me right, really. Okay, just as a reminder, we are doing a template giveaway on our stretch goal. If not, well, as well as we will do a full art T65 damage deck. This is just a free giveaway, happening whatever. But if we hit a stretch goal, we'll throw some templates in as a giveaway as well. I'm surprised it came down on Han so hard so quickly. I know it's a bit of a broken mechanic, but as I say, we've only really seen it used to success by 1 person, maybe 2 people in this country, so and nothing anywhere else. So it seems a little bit harsh on my part, but dual focus on perceptive, 1 forwards. So this is probably the turn for Steve to turn in hard and engage on Venny at range with no bombs and being able to clear the bombs next turn. So personally, I think this would be the turn to do that. And why hasn't Torquil moved? Or did Torquil move? I must have missed it. Yeah, barrel clear the way for Nim. Tell them to unplug the mic and plug it back in again. That's what we have to do. If there's buzzing, that's what we have to do. I'm happy to go over and help them out. Just need to pay for some flight and accommodation for me and I'll be there. There you go, turning in on Venny. Be surprised if this doesn't fit. Steve's usually pretty bob on, especially having flown the medium bases so much. Wow. Not what he wanted there. Definitely needed that to fit. To get some shots off on Venny this turn before the A-Wings can capitalise and Venny can start throwing bombs at you while you engage. Probably have to see Nim going pretty fast out of here as the as an escape from the bomb, because there will be probably a seismic but potentially a proton coming at him next turn, so we don't want to. Which Wallace shield is alright, but I know isn't particularly good for him. What Steve is excited for, though, he was telling me, is angled deflectors. He thinks that on the Skirgs that will be particularly good. He was thinking that's the way to go for them, because if he's being chased, he'll just keep going with the angled deflectors. If he's jousting or whatever, he's happy to lose a bit of his mods with some of what he's got innate to kind of save himself, because obviously they do die quickly being only 1 agility. bit like he uses Leet on Torquil. I know Leet doesn't get used too much because he says Torquil rarely gets shot at until the end. But we'll see what Ryan chooses. That's his target priority. Ryan clearly enjoying the music in Storm, bobbing along, just waving that bulb spot at us. I don't even know what it is. It just seems like random noise from in here. Yes, if anyone wants, as I've seen it ticking across the bottom there, our July tickets are up. So if anyone wants to join us for our July weekend tournament, it is the 6th and 7th of July. If not, we'll be streaming both days. Please do join us. I will only be here for half of both days because work's work and gets in the way. So unfortunately, I'll be here for the second half of Saturday and probably the first half of Sunday. But I'll be here as much as I can. And for the rest of it, you'll have some other exciting commentators. Which combination I don't know, but there'll be some of us in here. And we'll be running a stream both days and hopefully bringing you some additional content throughout, like interviews and that kind of thing. I think that's something we're going to aim to bring in for this tournament or the next one. So do keep your eye out for that in some of the breaks. So, focus boost from Lulo. Focus boost from Tally also. And I think Venny's out of range for a shot here. But we are going to see Torquil trying to Torquil things. So he has got access to Lulo, which would be my personal preference, I think, if I was Steve. Especially with him having just dropped his agility down. Putting him down to 0. And doing as much damage to him before he can shoot. That would definitely be my personal choice. Out of range from Nim. Over to Lulo and over to Tally. Range 3. Range 3. Tally onto Nim. 2 dice from Steve and should be 2 dice from Tally. If you could use a dice cam, it'd be appreciated, Ryan. You know this. There we go. What's he doing to me? Oh, I'll be back. I'm just going to check on what on earth Ryan's doing. Oh, there we go. Bit more, thank you, Ryan. Hit crit, double blank, took 2 shields off Nim. Alright, I'm going to fix that because let's move the top. Oh, they're doing it because it's I can see. That's good. I know John's been fiddling with the cam today and painting it up so it's a better colour for our overlays. So I think that's probably knocked the camera in the process. So we've got Sol. We'll have range 3 of Venny or Lulo. Range 2 of Lulo. Lulo's the obvious choice for me. Yep. 3 dice primary. And that's 3 hits. Against 2 dice from Lulo because he's took a stress to drop his agility, and double blank from Ryan, heroic, and blank something, blank evade. So 2 half points on Lulo there, and Torquil still to shoot. And 3 dice again. Range 3 though onto Lulo this time, and takes 3 nothing. And now shooting at PS 0, initiative 0. Sorry, Lulo. Oh no, we might have a shot. So we have got a shot from Venny. Range 3 out the front, which is 3 dice primary from Venny into Soul Sixer. cheeky gold dice in there. That's 2 and a crit. Wow. Double blank again. Lilo to shoot assault. Range 2. 1 dice on 2 dice. Or 1 dice on 3 dice. 2 on none. Lilo back up to PS5 for the next turn. Initiative 5. Sorry, I know I'm still using old 1.0 language there. Okay, so we're looking like we're going to get an engagement next turn. No, we'll just take dice donations. Anyone got any good evade dice? Please send them to Steve Theobald at Weekend Warlords, 6 Bedford Place, Loughborough. Some postcode with an LE at the start. LE11 something, I can't remember the rest. But I think what we're going to get is an engagement this next turn. Not in any rocks at all. I think we're not going to see any rocks. Possibly for a good few turns, because by the time Vinny's had a pass through, they're probably going to get all blown up, and we're just going to have an open field map for the rest of them to have a go at. July 12th as Wave 4 release. Thank you, Kay. So what's that? That's right before I go on holiday. Wonderful. So I won't be. No, it's not. That's August 12th. Never mind. So that's after our weekend tournament, Friday. July 10th update. Okay. Have they announced any points for the new chips though, or is that coming on the 12th? Or are we going to see it beforehand to let people build squadrons? What's the deal there? So what we're going to have, we're going to have Torquil moving first, but then he's going to throw out a proton. Yeah, I've got the website ready, and I think Steve and Tim Marsden are going to come in and do a little chat because they did it last time. I know Tim's pulled up a few quotes from his last time when the points list went up about what he was like. Oh, this one's rubbish, this one's good, and we're going to see what happens there. You missed all the points changes, Paul. But I've just heard a disgusted shout across the store of, "What? Has R2 not gone up?" Because he thinks R2, both of basic R2 should have gone up in points. I don't know if it's going to be a does Tim like it, but it's going to be a did Tim like it last time, and how did that pan out for him? And what does Tim think of some of the new changes? I think is what we're going to get. But I'm not 100% sure. I know they've got something in the works. I think we're going to have a 3-bank boost. Yeah, 3-bank and a boost from Torquil should avoid a proton bomb and not put him in a terrible position for putting something down to PS0. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a 2 forward barrel roll or 3 forward barrel roll from Sol, just slotting him in kind of in front of but alongside Lulo, just blocking off sorry, they're bunged up today. Blocking off any turning away from Lulo, because obviously being down to half points, that is a bit of a worry. And it does put him outside of the proximate range. And it's just Nim that if I was Steve, I'd be a little bit worried about. But Nim's still got shields, can take a proton and not care too much. And obviously Ryan... yes, it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. The illicit slot has been removed from the Falcon. Bit harsh, personally. But... I don't think it's a problem. I get the interaction isn't fantastic, but a bit harsh to just remove the slot entirely. Maybe do something where you take that away from a Rebels, but... No points up in Phantoms, Paul. Duke up in points as well. Lots of thinking going on. Yes, they have. Yeah. Taking an illicit, giving it an extra mod, which will lead to some fun playing about. There's a lot of, if nothing else, just giving it a shield and a hull for 5 points, 7 points. So that's a proton bomb, as expected. Yeah, 3-bank booster, dodge that. Plonk him nicely in the way of blocking. Anything forward from Nim is safe. And that is a proton in return from Nim that will be held for a while. So that means no bombs from Salt. Okay, Torquil, what's he gone for? With the 4 forward. 4 forward boost is that. Yeah, possibly a boost. Maybe just a yeah, 4 forward boost, there you go. Does limit a little bit on where Sol can go, but I think Sol's safe if he just goes 1 forward and will avoid that bomb. But puts Torquil in a great position to drop any of the ships down to PS0 at the start of the next engagement phase. Yeah, so that's double focus, pattern analyzer, full stop, stays exactly where he is. 1 forwards from Sol, yeah? Yeah, 1 forwards from Sol. And I imagine we'll just take a focus and stay put. That's what I'd do personally. You've got a pretty strong chance of blocking Lulo there, so. So, hearing talk from through the wall, I believe the Gold Squadron V-Wings, not V-Wings, what are they called? Torrents, thank you, V-Torrents, okay. The Gold Squadron Torrents haven't come down, all the rest have. But the points list aren't up yet, so I don't know how they've just found that out. Keep refreshing them, not saying anything to me yet. So that is, I believe, none of Steve's ships taking the bomb this turn, and a very nice block on Lulo. But that block could potentially save Lulo because he won't be getting shot at by an extra ship and won't be getting shot at and will not be stressed, so Ryan won't lose in agility. Just going to look at that. Just in your firing arc. So range not does count. Yeah, some of the named torrents were a bit harsh. They costed a bit expensive. Is that 3 sleep? Or is it a 3? Just a 3 bank? Left Vinny and Lulo out to dry a bit here. Just sold them over a bit. I think potentially may sneak a shot on Sol, but who knows it. If you can move his head, I'd like to see the ships ideally. But... Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I agree, Juice. I like to have thought of Oddball, but it was just so expensive. So I'm Ryan here. No, Ryan here. Steve here. I'm dropping Lulo again, going for the kill with my 2 ships. I'm hoping for the best. But we're still waiting for the PDFs to load up. They're not there yet, but we have got some moves. His shoulder has appeared on the camera next to me. It's not up yet. they're the old ones, unless you want the old ones. We're just going on what we've been told so far. No handbrake for Ham. Torrent's come down in price. Phantom's gone up in price. Duke gone up in price. Wedge is 55 points now. Drea's gone up 7 points.
Okay. Hello, internet. Hello, internet.
Tim has joined me in the booth.
Hello.
Okay, so I need to get my thing back up.
How's it going?
Yeah, interesting.
Good. Yeah, I've heard a couple of things, but I think I don't know what you've been chatting about. But I think if we focus on the skate,
Yeah, we've mainly been speaking.
Hopefully they'll go on in the break.
Yeah, we've mainly been speaking about them as they pop them. Oh, that's interesting. But then, okay. So Lulo back down to 0 again. I imagine will die from the. I'd like to think he'd die from the 2 shots. If I'm Steve, I'm hoping he dies from the 2 shots. So it's 3 from Nim, 3 hits, and Greedo 1 to a crit. And dead. So that's good for Steve. That's Torquil massively paying dividends there and putting to PS0, meaning he lost his chance to shoot, probably saving Sol. Because Sol will take 2 shots now rather than 3. That's range 3, 2 dice. He's got 2 dice back. And I think he's got a focus token hidden under there somewhere. It's 3 dice at Vinny. 2 crits. Vinny will add an eyeball in. And then we'll take 1, I think, by the look of that. Yeah, so Stealth Device gone. Oh no, Ray can mod that, can't he?
Yeah.
So he won't have taken any damage there.
Nope.
Can Ray spend the force to turn the blank and then spend a focus to turn the focus? Range 2. This is Torquil into Venny. That's 2.
Wow, Steve's dice.
See, green's been the opposite, not rolling evade yet.
Okay. Yeah, it's on 1 chili though.
Range 3 for most of it, and it's not rolling evade. So, and that is 3. 1 with it being a crit when he gets there. But yeah, his attack dice have been.
So he did lose the stuff dice?
No, I don't think so. Unless they've just crossed it off.
Yeah, they have crossed it off.
They've not put damage on it yet.
No.
So it's not out of seismic charges either. So.
If it was Sol, I don't think he's in the turret arc for Ray.
Yes, that's a good shout. Oh, no.
So yeah, I think he did.
3 damage, 1 defense side, so that's probably. Yeah, that's 4 on Sol. So 2 left. Just doing it because I've been really slow doing it. So. And just check if they have lost the stuff. I'm going to say he has and just forgot that.
Yeah, I think he took
And
1.
he's on 1 charge or something.
Yeah.
That gold dice has been brutally good.
Okay.
Someone's just said they're going up till 10th, but other people said they'll be up a few minutes after the end of the FFG stream, so who knows?
No idea.
Steve will continue to run
Skirts.
talk around the edge. Yeah. No, not pointed.
He'll continue to run skirts.
Yes, he will. No, but at this point, he's going to run talking around the back. Thank you, Callum, for your subscription. He told me that's what he likes to do. He likes to run talk around the back. He's got engine for the boost as well, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
And we'll.
So he knows Venny's got to go.
Venny's got to move this turn. It's just a question of then. Is Venny going to 4 1 out the front? Thank you, Ulfric. Is he going to 4 to fling 1 out the front? Or is he going to 5 fling 1 out the front? Is he going to drop 1 out the back?
I don't think he'll drop out the back.
No, I think unless he has got like Torquil's going to zoom up, but I doubt it. PDF
like
soon.
A 3
Apple on
forward
10th.
boost from Torquil.
Yeah, maybe just a 3 bank sit there.
It comes 1 forward. Yeah, 3 bank boost. It's Not a bad shout.
Or 3 bank focus, build your focus up, because I don't think you...
Three bank boost isn't a bad shout. So you want to really be out of the turret arc to do damage.
Yes, that's true, because that's where Ray kicks off in the turret arc, isn't it?
I think
we might see...
Ryan might just one forward.
Yeah, I can't see Ryan doing anything. Or maybe a slightly faster forward, but go for a block.
If the 2's blue, then maybe a 2.
Yeah, I think the 2 is blue.
See,
Yeah, the 2's blue.
Tally's in that awkward turn that A-Wings get into where she has to turn around now. Like
yes, I've got to do a hard 2,
yeah,
and then probably boost
and chase my arc.
and chase my arc, and then stress still, and you've found that a little bit when you've run A-Wings, haven't you? That you get into an endless circle of I want to turn my arc, but I don't want to be stressed.
No, not necessarily. I mean, but you always get the turn where you're essentially like hard turning and you don't get a shot. Oh, he's moving first.
Yes.
Then the 3 bank. Then the 3 forward bank boost would have been better, I think.
That won't be updated today. Thank you. We know that. Up on the 10th, we believe. And someone just dropped the link in, so I think that means that the points may have gone up.
Interesting.
1's gone up. Upcoming Rebel Alliance points cost. Upcoming Galactic Empire points cost. What do you want to see?
What Galactic Empire's on?
We've got Galactic Empire and Rebel at the minute.
Let's bring up. Can we? Oh, it tells you what's changed. Brilliant.
So yeah, we've got red where it's changed up and blue where it's changed down.
Okay. I have no idea what the old points were though. So
easily done.
Okay, so both the named B-wings have
gone up
in
slightly,
points,
48 to 50,
which is expected. The named the non-Nora Arc 170s
yes,
have gone down.
Do you want to? Should we see from what to?
Which is interesting. Well, I don't know. I mean, it probably brings them more in line with the Republic arcs.
Yeah, the Republic arcs came out and were way cheaper.
They were a lot cheaper than Rebel arcs.
So what we got? 50 points for Shara Bay, down from 53. Yeah. Garvin
so
49, down from 51.
Dutch has gone up.
Ibitsum down 2
Nora
from 50.
in the Y-wing, no change. That's interesting.
Interesting. Not seeing too much play, but just sneaking in at the end there.
No, I think she's good.
Oh yeah, we have got the old PDFs on there as well, so we can do comparison.
Yeah, true. So Asegi and Miranda both going down, but
Miranda coming down cheaper.
But the Warden Squadron pilot goes up. So
okay, interesting. No 4Ks. So 37 up to 39.
Yeah.
Miranda down from 45 and Asegi down from 47.
Yeah, the 2 generic E-wings have come down.
Interesting.
Probably not enough though.
No,
I think.
I agree. Hawks have all come down.
Wow,
that's probably balancing it out.
Yeah, I think so.
From the huge jump on Mouldy Crow.
Yeah, I think we saw a sort of bit of a knee-jerk.
No change on the A-wings.
Increase on.
Yeah, Venny's about to get got.
Yeah,
and then we'll get bombed next time.
Everything's in that turret arc.
Yeah,
but going to take an awful lot of damage there.
Lost stealth device. No. Yeah, see what
Wedge up by 3 points. That's really interesting.
I think
that's really interesting. I don't know. I think 52 was a fair points cost for him.
I think there's a bit of a reaction there though. Wedge has been doing a lot of good.
Yeah.
It's probably because of him being a pivotal point in the newer version with the swarm tactics. I think it's.
Yeah, but I think I don't know.
We'll take a.
That's interesting.
Venny will take a prox next time as well. Very few chance changes there. Oh, Cassian up to 51.
Yeah, that's good. Cassian needs to go up. What's happened here? So all of the YT
have lost the illicit
and
gained a modification.
Yep.
Wait till you see upgrade changes.
Okay, let's have a look.
We're getting there. Don't worry.
Let's have a look.
2 evades
so
on
R2D2 has gone up. What's that based on?
Scaled on base size. Total shield costs. Anyone know what the R2D2?
Let's have a look. So it has gone up by. Oh, they're not telling us. Good for you.
Okay, so that was a lot of damage into Benny there, which they haven't put on again because they're being great fun for us. You know, they love doing the stream but never help when they're playing.
Okay, so we don't actually know.
Gonk is now half space legal. Biggest news of all.
We don't know why R2D2 is scaled in cost.
Yeah, which is annoying.
Because it wasn't before?
Benny's about dead.
Oh, it's R2 crew. Okay.
It's agility. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're being really annoying.
Okay. And it's going to die to a charge.
Gets a
No,
shot
it's
back.
the astromech. No, this is the astromech. So it's 4, 4, 5, 7.
Was that scaled before? It wasn't, was it? Sorry, R2 Astro's agility. There you go.
Okay, and there's a key in there. I cannot see the key.
Yeah, it's not put on there. Oh, there you go.
There we go. It's based on agility value. So if you're agility 3, you pay more for it. But if you... What? Why are they making regen cheaper?
Oh, yeah.
That's nuts.
Only R2D2, though.
There's R2... If R2...
R2's unchanged.
Interesting.
Your chirpy's come down.
Yeah.
Well, here's the rest of it, though.
Yeah, I'm looking now.
sorry.
Yeah. So layer 6, good. Maul is 12. So is that an increase?
Up 1 point.
On 1 point, yeah. R2D2 crew is 10.
10, up from 8
Yeah. And Saw Gerrera's gone up, good. Ezra Bridger Gunner's come down.
by 4 points.
Yeah, that's interesting. Luke Gunner stayed the same at 26.
That's it.
Okay. Interesting. So what do we think that's changed about the Rebel faction then? I think...
Take Leia. Leia's the one.
Well, yeah, definitely. And you're not going to see the hand combo anymore.
Yeah,
You
that's...
can't play
So
that.
I think Beef's gone and Handbrake Hand's gone.
I don't know.
Well, the current Leia Beef with Wedge and that's what we've gone. Trick Shot is up to 4. Started at
Good.
1.
Good. Yeah, trick shot needed to go up.
So if any's living on 1 health until this bomb comes.
Yeah.
So that was a very good turn for Steve there. We were a little bit distracted by points, sorry guys. But took an absolute pounding and Greedo paying dividends with crits that did a good thing there. So he's dropping a Proton as a leaving present. Up 4 there.
So you can't quite fit Braylon 10, Wedge, and a Partisan with Leia.
No,
Can't
just
quite
can't.
fit it.
Yeah, so let's pop over to the
Okay, let's go and see what's happened with the
other factions.
Yeah.
Because the others might be up now as well. So Galactic Empire.
Yeah, go on then. Hello.
Oh,
Chirpy. That's dead. Died
Oh,
there to a bomb.
Vinder's gone up. Boo.
Vinder's up to 41.
Yeah, that's fine.
Grand Inquisitor. All of the Inquisitor TIE Advances are down.
Yeah,
All of them.
All the TIE Advance.
Oh, they
V1.
they needed to be
Yes,
anyway.
sorry, V1. It's not the X ones. Vader's up.
Vader's gone up.
Yeah, he's only got a couple of points.
Sunset up 1
Yeah.
point.
65.
I think he's 65.
Yeah, that's fine.
Santia's gone up 8 point.
Yeah, 1 point.
The aggressors came down!
Yeah, all as across the board, yeah.
They absolutely had to come down.
I think
Yeah.
all the defenders have as well.
I think
Yeah,
by
TIE
the sound of it-
aggressors absolutely had to come down.
Oh,
This
we've
is
got
a
it.
lot
All
of
the
TIE
defenders
defenders.
come down as well. All of
Yeah.
them. Wow.
Yeah, TIE defenders are all down.
Still
69
can't fit
point
3 in.
deltas. Oh, that's interesting.
All of the Phantoms up.
Yeah, all the Phantoms up.
Sigmar's up to 48.
Good.
The bomber, the cheapest
Yeah,
bomber's come
cheapest
down.
bombers come down. That's interesting.
On the website FG, just Google FG X-wing. Scroll to the bottom. Points changes. Points cost there.
Oh, my list's gone up by 3 points.
Which one?
I've not got a 40-point bid no more. I've
Dave.
got a 37.
No, Dave. Decimator came down and gained a crew.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
3 crew is amazing.
I know. Now you can fit Tua, Vader, Grand Inquisitor, Hotshot Gunner.
Orchard Droids have gone to 19 points.
Yeah, doesn't make, yeah,
Yeah,
but-
that's fine.
Yeah, and then Energy Shells have gone up to 5 points, so it's still the same.
yeah. That's why they've done it.
That's amazing.
Fit more good stuff.
Jerry Rod, Vader,
Yeah,
and Tua.
Judge Rods, Vader and Tua. Let's do it.
Okay, so this isn't looking good for us, Ryan, because Steve's just rolled. Double
Hyperspace
crit.
legal.
Oh, and the Decimator's hyperspace legal.
Is the Lambda?
No. I would have thought so.
It's because it's wave 4, isn't it?
So what has now just moved to hyperspace legal then?
Sorry, we're joined by Dave. By
Dave
the way,
popped in.
rather enthusiastic. Enthusiastic
TIE
Dave.
advanced are aggressors aren't. Reapers are. It's just added the Decimator.
They must have lost something. They can't just keep adding chips, shall we?
Reapers. What about strikers?
Yeah, strikers are still in.
Strikers are still in. Fighters are still in.
Bombers.
Bombers
are
are
still
still in.
in. I think I just added.
And decimators are now with hyperspace legal.
Nothing rotated out. Yeah.
Weird.
Nothing gone. Just added in. Oh, so
Sloan down
Sloan
to 9.
down to 9. Callus down to 5. Ray down to 6.
Director Krennic down to 4.
Callus is.
Moff Ginger on 8.
Why are they not doing the damaging?
Let's do this.
Oh, they're annoying me now. Venny is dead,
Ginger
guys.
eight.
Not. Can I
That's
borrow
pretty
that
cool.
sec?
Not hyperspace legal.
What, Ginger on?
Yeah.
No, that's
Sorry. There you go. Does it not mean Venny wasn't dead? Why is it? Does he just kill Tally?
BT1.
yeah.
Hyperspace legal now. Fifth brother. Hyperspace legal now.
Dauntless is hyperspace legal.
Um,
him.
2 weeks. I'm sorry.
Doing fine.
They're still setting dials, but they're not doing the points right. I don't know what they're doing.
So it's 29 points for those 3 crew on a cheaper rack, on a 76 point rack. Interesting.
Options now.
Go on then, what they got in scope?
BT1 could become high space legal. Fifth brothers become high space legal. Dauntless has 7.
Got options.
Triple zeros become high space legal.
Mm.
Scum is next. Hello.
You know how you're about those are the droids?
They
Yeah,
don't
but-
touch them.
No, they're variable now.
But based on your agility.
Yep.
Yeah, cheaper.
They're
No,
not
we
cheaper.
haven't got to generic upgrade yet. Looking at
Skirks
them.
have-
What have they done?
uh,
Third is on that.
Eggs have come down again, guys.
Ig's not named A.
Yeah, but does that mean you can fit them in now?
You can fit
Can you fit 3 in
Drea's
including
up
A?
to 49.
Yeah, went up 7 points.
3, can you? Can you?
Yeah, I think tournament-wise it's 2 weeks. Or is it from the 10th?
6,
So, yeah.
12, 18,
Official tournaments.
185, 193.
Bob has come down in the fire spray.
7B's gone up in price.
7B's gone up.
Calibrate's gone down.
That's because nobody took calibrated.
Yeah, 7 is still the right choice, isn't it? Let's have a look. This is really
Bobbert.
good air as we all just go. Don't know how to
Bobber
react to
down,
that.
Amon down, all the fire sprays down actually.
All the non-Palob Hawks down.
Only slightly. by 1
Jump
point.
Masters. All but
Except for
Manary's
Manary.
down.
Yeah.
Dengar down again. Contracted Scouts are 44 points. Give it 5 in the list.
No,
No,
Not quite.
4.
4 with toys.
not many toys.
And they've been given a gunner slot, which they needed.
What for Agile Gunner? So they don't have to red rotate.
No, for some of the scum gunners are quite good.
Yeah, they are.
Actually,
All the
on
cast-
Bobber, for example, Greedo.
All but Talonbane's gone down.
5 cartel marauders with toys now. Yeah, and Desi got a 3rd crew slot with the huge.
Yeah, the 3rd crew slot's massive. That's really cool. That's very
This is
cool.
just going to
That
be
means you can now take Palpatine and Vader
in
on
one
the
list.
decimator.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 2 fours.
and up 2
A
force.
Sarge
Sarge
went down. Everything but
Sabine
Ketsu.
down, Shadowport Hunter down. All of the Camoglias down.
And fifth brother.
Yeah,
And a 3 force.
yeah. Do it all.
Oh yeah, because of the gunner. Surprised the M3As didn't see any points
Lock
change.
Revenant up. Guri up.
1 point on Guru.
She's gone up 2 points.
Yeah.
Two
All of the
addition changes.
YVs down.
All the YVs down. Interesting.
I'm
Very
glad they made it
interesting.
54 on the bottom YV.
What, so you can't fit 4? There's quite a few changes there. Shadowcast started down to 3.
Shadowcast started down. That's good.
There's quite a few we missed on there, I think.
No. Oh, Wrecked is now 0, as it should be.
There was a big up as well, wasn't there?
No, just more.
Was it just more?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
fair
would have said more crew.
There'll be more now, I think.
Let's have a look at the generics.
Oh, and there'll be the resistance. Not, yeah, there'll be everything else.
Generic upgrade points.
This is wave 3 still.
Yeah.
Just refresh the page, maybe.
So,
Season Navigator is
Season
now
Navigator,
scaled.
Yes,
R2.
absolutely should be scaled on your initiative. Season Navigator should be.
R2.
R2 Astromech. So it's
Is that the game? Or they? No, it still saying DOS. That's fine.
3,
so it's
3,
still
4,
4 points on
6.
the Jedi.
On which
Why
one?
have they made regen cheaper? Regen is like
What's the 6
most
points
one
going on
point
to now?
is like
It's based on agility.
yeah.
Oh no, there'll be 6 points on the Jedi. Because it applies before 7B.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, they have to buy it before 7B.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good then. That's fine. I'll accept that. That's all right then. But yeah,
Electro-proton bomb, 14, takes a device and slot.
tactical officer 6 points. That's cool.
14 points is huge for that.
That's
That's how
a
Steve would
massive
think.
increase for that.
Which one?
8's gone up.
Brilliant evasion down, instinctive aim, predictive shot, sense all down,
What?
but hate
Vader-
up based on bales. No, based on base size. Hate is.
Is it?
So
Hate
3
is
points on a
based on
small,
your base size.
6 on a medium, 9 on a large.
Interesting.
I was thinking to myself.
Yeah, I guess so, Nick. And I think on hate they've gone for larger base. Generally got more health, more chances to use hate.
Yeah, maybe.
BTG's gone up to 8.
Inertial dampness have took it.
Yes.
Inertial dampness has taken a variable based
It
on
needs to be based on initiative.
shield number.
Initiative.
Initiative.
It absolutely has to be based on initiative.
Contraband down to 3 for those that were chatting about contraband.
Barrage
1,
rockets
2,
is up again.
3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 different sections.
No, the
on
star
inertial
is-
The
dampness.
star will be 7, won't it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 2,
Two.
2,
Yeah, there
3,
is
4,
7 there.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't know what the star will be then.
Barrage rockets up to 8.
Yep.
Is there the new thing?
Angle deflectors.
That's what I was looking for. Angle deflectors is 9633 based on something we don't know yet. We'll just get to that in a minute. Tactical scramblers become half-space legal. As has afterburners. No, already was. Angle deflectors, delay fuses, and baffle.
Just keep it down.
Debris gambit's gone up.
Tube's gone up by 2 points. Trick shot's gone up by 2 points.
Swarm tactics got up on the top end.
Based on initiative.
Yeah.
That's going to hit
Proton torps up again.
beef.
Thank you, Lawless.
Yeah, I don't. Beef will be something. Beef will still exist,
But in a
it'll be
different
something
form.
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ion cannon's gone up.
Oh no! You're going to take a bomb soon, Tally. And the damage there.
Go you.
Sorry. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
Dorsal free, dorsal and iron both gone at 1 point. And then here's the scaling. So ship size, engine, expert, hate, agility, angle deflectors, hull upgrade, shield upgrade, stealth device
So angle
R2s.
defenders is based on your agility.
Yes. So on a
So on on the stuff we thought it was going to be good on, it's 6 points.
Yeah.
That's why
That's a lot of points.
they're classifying initiative 0 as a
Yes.
thing.
because there are a few things with built-in zero. Not that can take inertial
I don't
dampeners,
think
but
there are at the moment.
No.
But there could be. It's future proof.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really cool.
there will be more. So
Yeah, I like that. Ooh.
you like scaling points, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, I think scaling points make sense. And everything's built on apps now as well, so you don't even have to really.
Or do we
remember
want
it.
separatists next?
Yeah, sure.
They're all there now. So there's quite a few changes in seps. All the
So
down
Nolan
except
Dooku
for
gone up.
the middle ace and seer. Soul's gone, so Tally getting the job done on Soul by herself. He still hasn't updated their damage because they're being useless. I will moan at them later. And
Your damage does work on the tablet.
so I've done it.
They came out and told me off last
no.
week.
Vultures are all down.
Dooku crew up.
Grappling struts down,
Yeah.
which means that vultures with grappling struts are now 20 points.
I think that's right.
So it makes them then, you can take them essentially.
Paving
Probe
plated
droids down, Discord missiles
Yeah,
down,
makes sense. Energy
treacherous
charges up,
down,
Soulless
one down.
Yep. Interesting. Cool stuff.
5 points increase on Lulo apparently,
5 point increase on that.
potentially. But that's not next.
Yeah,
Next is
actually, that's what we need to look at.
no, it's not. We need to look
Yeah,
at Galactic Republic next.
No, no one cares about Republic.
Well, there's
You get
massive
keep-
changes to Jedi's, and the fact that all the torrents have come down in points.
You get to keep your what's it called?
Sinker's not down.
Anakin's gone up.
All of the rest of them are except for the Jack.
Well, the shotgun's gone down. It's ridiculous.
Ahsoka's not moved, but all the others have.
Annie's gone up.
Interesting.
Obi-Wan's come down loads. 6 points.
Yeah.
Mace
Oh,
has
the
come
thing
down.
has gone up though, hasn't it? 7B's gone up.
7B's gone up, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But and he's gone up, and 7B's gone up.
Yeah, because he's ridiculous.
True. So all the others except the gold squadrons have gone down on the torrents. Naboo points are out. So Padme, 45 points. So 52 points for Duke. Thank you. That'll do.
Yeah, cool.
That's what I wanted. 7B has gone up. 20 points Anakin now.
The new asterisks are legal. 20 points on Anakin. So he's now
83.
87.
82 points base.
82 points.
Calibrated lasers come right down.
67, isn't he, Annie?
Battle meditations come
62.
down.
Was it?
And they've added a few new high special legal droids.
Cool. Yeah, interesting.
I think the Decimator's done best out of it so far. Coming down the
So
points
now
and
your
gaining a crew.
So now your 7B is like, what, 90 points? 70B with regen?
With regen is
Like
so it's still at 3, so it's 6, so yeah, 89, 88 points.
88. Okay.
Okay, coming for you, Tally.
To be fair, there is a bit of an argument to say that that's more of a feature than a book, though, isn't it? Really? Because if you regen, you want your ship to be worth more points anyway.
That's true. Resistance, here we go. Venny's come down in points.
So
all of the bombers
all
have
of the
come
bombers
down.
down.
Lulo up loads.
Yeah,
Tally
Tally,
up 1.
Greer, and the base recruit have
No,
gone up.
Greer's not up.
Not
Green
Greer,
Squadron and the
I mean
blue,
green,
yeah.
sorry.
Ray's down, Hands down, Chewie's down, Resistance Sympathizers down. That's good because I want to start flying Ray, so excited for that.
Lulo's gone up a massive amount, isn't
6 points.
5 points.
5 points, yeah, sorry. Some of the X-Wings down. Basically, any X-Wing below Temin but not Bastion has come down in points. And the transport points are there. So, 26 points for BB-8 pods, not bad, you know. I quite like the BB-8 pods. One of the ones I'm like, actually, that's probably the better of the pods. All overall quite cheap, actually, the transport.
Finn's really good.
Yeah,
How many
same
points?
ability, isn't it?
How many points? No. Is he 29?
29.
That's a good price.
What's his ability?
So when you're attacking or defending, you can either add a blank result or take a strain to add an eyeball result.
Oh yeah, that is a very good ability.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Okay, so points changes on upgrades, nothing. BB-8 no change. BB droid no change. Something that's not seeing
No,
any
that's
play.
fine.
I thought it might see a change in it slightly.
That's fine. That's pretty cheap.
Where is Leia? Leia 19 points. So Leia crew 19 points. That means I can point up. Means I can point up my new Ray.
Definitely about
Yeah,
right.
It needs to be that much. You've got a force, or every turn you can reduce a manoeuvre of
Yeah.
one ship's difficulty.
Yeah.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Especially with BB-8 play.
2 crew, 2 crew slots. So Leia on a
Ray.
one Ray, which is what I want it on. So that's 92.
So we're about to say, oh, Steve's landed on his own bomb. But he can stop that from detonating. So
Yes,
it's
you
fine.
can. String back.
See how this changes the matter.
I think it will. I think it'll definitely shake things up. I think it's interesting for
Interesting that the
rebels.
Resistance Falcon still has its illicit.
So, yes. Yeah, I can't see that being an issue really.
It's not got there's no regen options for it, so
No.
so the 1 health tally versus
So
the world
Rebels-
is still going.
So Empire have they've lost 4 Phantoms, but everything else is roughly the same.
Yeah, yeah.
They might either like lose points on the bid, or and they get some new options actually, which is interesting. Yeah, they get Sloan options and some of the new crew slots and the Decimator.
Decimator options.
I think, Rebels is difficult because I think you might see beef in some variety, just
Yeah.
not the 4 name shipped beef.
Yeah, I think you might see some more scum. There's a lot of evening out,
See the
things coming down.
So the issue with Scum is that their faction identity is like these weird abilities. They all have unique abilities. Like
Yeah.
even on the same chassis, they're vastly different from each other. And the idea is that you get this you get this random combination of abilities on the table that kind of comes together to do
There
something.
is, that's the game,
solo
guys. So
pilots flying. The issue with that is
just
that the
Plinks
ones that
tally it in
are
there.
too good and nobody wants to fly against, so Palob, Forlom, that kind of stuff, are all going up in points because they should, and then you're just left with the
randomness,
terrible ones.
yeah.
Because if you have random abilities that are meant to be out there, like some of them will be ridiculously good and some of them will be terrible, as been shown by the actual what's being flown by them. So as the ones that are really good go up, they're not left with very much, and then all they're left with is worse generics, like worse versions of generics from other factions.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see what happens with like the YV coming down and things like that. But
what do you think?
I don't know, Frick. What's changed with the bombs?
It means the electroproton. What do you think of it as a concept?
How many points is
14.
14
For one.
for
Can't be
one
reloaded.
bomb. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'd agree.
I think so.
We're going to keep talking.
Yeah, I think that's fair because it's going to be it's a weird upgrade because against some lists it won't do very much. Against other lists it'll just win you the game.
Yeah.
But can you dedicate 14 points to it in a list for the matchups that it wins you? So I think that's good. I think pointing it up that high is about the right place. We'll just have to sit on the table and see what happens. I know that's a bit of a cop-out answer, but
So my Ray is currently 102 points, which I think leaves me lots of room for a nice fat po.
right, what's that? Ray with
Just Leia and Finn.
just Leia and Finn.
I don't think you need much else. I don't know what else you put on there.
No, that sounds good. Yeah, Leia's really good on the Falcon as well.
It's the hot fix for the Falcon, isn't it?
Yeah, because it lets you. If you take the title as well, like you can boost after reds. And then you get like an infinite amount of blues after.
Yes, of course, because you've got any of your whites can be blue, not just your reds down.
Yeah, not just reds. So it's a bit like. It's Kanan, but it's
Kanan,
but it's slightly different.
but yeah,
it's like a parallel Kanan crew.
It's a kind of a cross between a Kanan and a Leia, in the sense that you can affect the reds, whereas Kanan can't.
And you can
affect
affect any ship in your list.
Yeah,
as well,
absolutely.
Which is really
you can
cool.
choose anything.
That's very cool.
No range limit on it either.
No.
She thinks she's Palpatine. That's what it is.
She's pretty cool. I think she's
I think
pretty good. I think they've
well, the thing
they've
with on
priced it very
something like
conservatively at
something on like
19
Ray
points
as well, you've either got that and you used it for you or a friend and you've done your manoeuvres, or you've got 3 force charges now.
Yeah,
Which, when paired with Ray's ability and Finn, is like particularly good. We're arguing about
some other things.
some rule changes. Was that?
Yeah, that sounds good. So
Other
they've
things,
clarified-
ruling when recargo is dropped on a ship, take stress and roll a die. Card packs are confirmed from wave 6 onwards. Nix, was that? We think we heard it earlier. So just the card packs,
That's good.
which I think means that from wave 6 onwards, the re-release ships are going to have new stuff in. Because so far we've not had anything come in a re-release that's wasn't in the conversion kit.
Where's the FFG page going? Go rid of it.
Just you have to back from that.
Oh, you're on here. Sorry. Okay.
Steve won. Yeah, so 11th of July will be the new one. 2018. What? Oh no,
No,
they're not up there yet. Maybe, but so go back to the.
No, it might be the forums.
We've got more. We've not looked at FO yet, and there's been some key changes to FOs.
Cool.
The SFs have come down in price,
Have they?
except for Quick Draw. You could just put like Ricardo short spare parts 26 minutes ago. There you go. No.
I've just reversed the previous one.
Haven't they just overruled replacement effects
Pie.
as well? Heroes over for a better list and my FO list actually went up. Lots of cheap phantoms on eBay tonight.
Does a proximity mine when dropped overlapping ships is face detonate immediately? Yep.
How many points has Whisper gone up by?
A few. 3?
Can't imagine it going up like that.
No.
Whisper's dropped off the face of the planet now.
It dropped off before this points change. It'll be completely gone now.
What's that? Whisper.
Yeah.
What? Pilot.
Yeah, it was going.
Whisper's. You don't see much of it. It's not
Yeah, you
like.
do.
Not in recent tournaments.
I played tons of it actually.
Yeah, that was about the end of it. If you look on any other streams recently,
okay.
it's gone.
Ever since.
I tell you what, it's Force. Because everyone's using Force, and like a single Duke isn't as good.
Yeah. Makes sense. Is there anything else? Just pop back to the points.
Yeah, sure.
So I need to point up what's going with Ray.
Just because you want to do your list.
You always want to go. There you go.
Yeah, go through the
No, it's alright.
What did we say?
FO was the one we haven't done, but
FO.
do we care?
Yes.
Pi cares.
Maybe.
Technically, Bonsai, you should use old points because they don't go live till the 12th, but I guess it'll be up to you, and if you announced it in advance and told people not to use the app, you'd be okay, but it'd be completely up to you. I'd say from FFG point of view, probably use old points.
So all the FOs down.
Except for,
No, all
except
the
for null.
FOs. Yeah, except for null. So all of the SFs down apart from quick draw. All of the
Upsilons.
what are they called? Silencers. It's
Yeah.
even written there. All of the silencers down apart from Test
Kylo.
Pilot and Kylo. And then
Upsilon's up,
yeah, all
except
of
for
the-
Dormits.
Yeah, but he went up already.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just matching that, and then there probably must be a change to the upgrades.
Yeah.
General hooks down.
General Hook's down. Yep. Cool. Okay. So
How did your list go up then? Pi.
I think he was running Tavson, wasn't he?
Oh, must have been.
Hello.
Looking for you.
You alright?
Let's see if you who's commentating round two.
Not me.
I will with Steve. I think that's what we're doing.
You want to go? You have to stay in.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll leave you two.
I think I and Steve will do
You've
it.
got Ben and Kylo. Is Mike on?
Yeah, we're still talking.
Yeah, say
Still
hello.
talking?
We're still
Right,
going.
blackout
Yeah, we're still
down
talking.
point, but
Well,
Towson
we-
up 2, so my list goes
Oh
up.
no! Does that put it over 200 points, Pi?
We're kind of in the trying to assimilate all this.
Yeah, we're
knowledge
trying to
that's just been
currently
dropped.
take
this
in all the
data
points.
that's
We're
been
going to do
dropped on
Kylo
us.
versus Ben next game.
Okay.
Awesome.
They're both playing Flying Galactic.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not bothered then.
Huh?
I'm not interested then.
Savage. Is the mic open?
Mike's on still.
Sorry?
Yeah, we're still
Yeah, the
going.
mic's
Yeah,
open.
we're still going.
Yeah, savage. You're a savage man, Tim Martin.
Right, we'll drop the mic off for 5-10 minutes. Put the second game up. You'll have Steve and Tim in, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
And they're going to discuss some pointsy things.
I don't know
Oh,
about that.
actually, quickly while Steve's here, Electroproton Bomb, Steve.
Yeah.
14 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was about right on the
Yeah.
guess then.
Wow.
And angle deflectors on your stuff 6 points.
Okay, what? 6 points each?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Is it variable?
That is a lot.
Yeah,
It's
a
probably
variable
not-
by agility
it's probably
goes
not-
up as your agility goes up.
So,
Makes no sense at all.
What's that?
so the new bomb
Does
there,
not get better as your agility gets
the
better.
list I put
FFG,
together with
by the
that,
way,
that electroproton bomb,
Let's go on,
I've got 13 points spare, so
Ooh.
I need to drop some off.
Drop
I need
one
to
more.
revisit my list.
Yeah, have a
But,
play.
But yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Reinforced
Right, we'll drop the mic off and we'll be back
Reinforced
in
one of
10.
the ships, for fuck's
Cheers,
sake.
guys.
might take over.
There's no sound just yet. We've not turned the mic on. So there. So, good afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Good morning. It is 20 to 9 here in sunny, rainy Loughborough. That's an oxymoron right there. Maybe not, but hey ho. It's just me on camera because I've got the elusive Mr. Tim Marsden next to me for Game 2.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome back, mate.
Hello.
I missed you.
How are you doing?
I've missed you, man. I know you've been busy and stuff with work and,
Yeah.
and real life stuff, but it's good to have you back in the booth, even if it's just for the points. You're now bi-yearly points update.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I've got a lot to say, to be honest.
Well,
there's just a lot of stuff to change.
There's a load of information just dropped. I mean, I've been playing, so I've been getting drip-fed information by you guys, which is cool. And I'm really happy that my list has not been affected at all, unless it's in a positive way.
Yep.
So R2 Astrovet's gone down because he's on an Agility 1 ship.
Yep.
And Torquil Mux has gone down.
I think the summary, in case anybody's just joined us and missed it, Stephen disembodied Tim.
He is here, really.
I am really.
That
Yeah,
wasn't
not-
just
not-
a random hand
it's
that
not a
came
Tim,
in.
It's not a Tim bot.
Tim bot.
Yeah.
Is that like Mobot?
Like a soundboard.
this?
Like a
Like Mobot,
soundboard.
yeah.
Um,
Push the button.
So I think
I
in
don't
summary,
know,
for anyone
Jim
that's joined us,
Yeah.
Quad Phantoms are gone. Rebel Beef is going to see a massive alteration.
Yep.
The Handbrake Han has gone, and Skirgs have gone. The three Skirgs and
The Dreyer.
Yeah,
Dreadlocks, I think they
that's
call it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Dreadlocks.
So,
And Hatchet Man's taken a little bit of a nerf as well.
oh yeah.
So I think the top four lists certainly have changed. a lot.
I'm quite surprised that they put Duke up.
I am
What's
as
your
well.
thoughts on that?
No, well, I'd say
Have you
my-
spoke about it before?
Yeah, I think that's.
Okay.
I mentioned last week. So my thoughts on that are I was really expecting. Well, not expecting them. I think one solution was for them to take the EPT off the Sigma Ace, but the Aces have gone up and Duke's gone up, and I think, I'll be honest, I don't think Duke going up is the right solution because it stops you playing it on other things where it's fine.
Yeah.
However, people weren't playing it on other things that were fine anyway, so it's kind of one of those. It's one of those where people moan at the lack of option, but they were given the chance to fly it and they didn't fly it anyway. So I think it's fine.
Okay. So I'm literally just scanning through the lists while the two players are actually out, smoking cigarettes, socializing with nicotine. So I'm just having a little kind of go through what's what. Do you know what? Right, I'm just looking at the inertial dampeners, and that's now staged on initiative, right? And if I was Jack Mooney, that actually brought that to people's attention, I'd actually be quite pleased that they've changed the game because of something that I created.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I know Jack did it in parallel, but I think Jack and
Hi Lee.
Jack, Nathan Idy, and Zach Matthews.
Yeah,
I think they were the players that brought it to everyone's attention. I know, like I said, I know Jack did it in parallel to those two. But yeah, definitely, and removing the illicit slot from.
Well, that's pretty much killed that list, doesn't it? I mean, it's still doable. I mean, I know Jack won a hyperspace without inertial dampeners and without Kanan.
No, without Kanan, not without inertial.
Oh right, okay, cool. But dampeners is. I don't think you need it on the Falcon when you've got the engine upgrade on it. You just have to fly it.
I think you'll have a different Falcon, but that certainly made it a lot more viable.
Yeah,
a lot more viable.
Definitely, and it's actually really. I think it's positive that they're actually doing these sort of changes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I'm not sure whether some of the changes are actually positive. Do you get what I mean?
What do you think's not positive?
Well, I know they're trying to rebalance the game. We've just mentioned Duke. Proton torps have gone up by another point.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
You know, dorsal turret's gone up by a point, which I expected, to be fair, because I run dorsals.
Oh, dorsal's gone up.
Yeah, and Ion's gone up by a point as well.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think stuff like that's a bit of tweaking, like the proton torpedoes, the turrets, the veteran turret gunner. They seem the stuff that's going up by 1 or 2 points seems to be they're calibrating it. They're getting the kind of sights in for where it should be roughly. And I think we'll get to a point where it's good.
We're ready whenever.
Yeah, go for it. Start the time.
Okay, start off we go, mate.
Crack on.
Slam the door as well. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Slam the door when ready.
Just you may slam the door when ready. Evening.
Is that a combination of a Star Wars quote and Gladiators?
Evening, Stevie Studmuffin. You. Hello, Shogun's 89, which I believe is Ben Cox.
It's always Ben Cox. I just assume everyone's Ben Cox.
And
evening, Ben.
So we're going to call this this match is in to raise some money for Ben Gade.
Yes.
Because he's in hospital at the moment. So
Ben.
Poor Ben.
Wish you well, Ben. Love you, Ben.
Yep. So hopefully you're back soon, mate, and back on form.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
I'll tell you one thing that did happen while I was playing the game. We'll go over the list in a second.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing that did happen while I was playing the game. Kylo was kind of reading out, giving us an update on the summary of changes as they were playing their game on the stream, and he said torrents have come down, and I nearly vomited. I think.
Oh really?
Yeah. But
why would they come down?
But he meant the named ones. The generics have stayed exactly the same.
It's actually
but the named ones
it's actually salty, not Ben.
Sorry?
It was salty, not Ben.
Well, I still love Ben.
Yeah, sorry, Salt.
Sorry, Salty. He's still Ben. I still don't believe you. It's probably Ben. Yeah, he eats his night points on large ones. Yeah.
I see Laszlo is not happy.
Yeah, fly something different.
Look at you.
Change is inevitable.
I know.
Roll with it. It's fine.
So yeah.
Did I mention the decimator came down in points and got an extra crew?
You did.
I have said that a lot.
Have you? Are you excited about that?
I am. Yeah, I love the decimator.
Well, TAC officer's gone up to 6. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, that's good. I think that's fine. Coordinate is probably the most abusive action in the game.
Okay. I want to look at. Do we know anything about the M3s?
Sorry.
The M3 infiltrators.
Oh yeah, I don't know what they've done to them. I must have skimmed over them very quickly. The Tigress has come down.
M3s have not been changed.
Why would they, Steve? They're ridiculously overpowered. Why are you looking at me blankly?
I mean, why? You know, why would you not? I want to fly. I want to fly the M3s because like they're my next favourite ship in the game.
Oh, I think I remember us having this chat 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Why would they not? Same as why would they not bring down the aggressors 6 months ago? But they've done it now, the TIE aggressors. So we've got a player, Ollie, who's started playing recently and comes down to the store, and he's been playing for.
Yeah, I saw him
Ion
last night in
yeah.
Coventry.
Oh right, cool.
Yeah,
so he's been playing 4
Yeah.
TIE aggressors with ion turrets and Howl Runner,
Yeah,
and that was really interesting.
yeah,
Kind of a mini dreadlocks, but for Empire. So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Maybe we'll see something there, but it probably won't be enough to see them played. I don't think. I think their problem isn't necessarily the points.
No.
It's the chassis and what it's trying to do. Right, should we go through lists and talk about?
yeah. Let's do it. So we've got super best friend and teacher of Steve lessons on the stream. Last time I played Ben on the stream, I got absolutely
Yeah,
brutalised. Yeah,
Is
it
it
just. I was playing Duking Palob
Right.
with the aggressor, which has gone down by the way.
Yes.
Still not. He still can't get robots on the table, like 3 of them.
You can.
Yeah, but they were with 0 upgrades.
No, they've come down.
But in a couple of points each, surely.
65, 64, 64, and I think A stayed the same.
So A has stayed the same, 68. Yeah. So what? The 3 lower ones are 193 points. You got 7 points.
There's a title come down.
I don't know.
Have a look.
I'll have a look.
We will talk about the game at some point.
Yeah.
There's
Maybe.
loads of stuff racing through your head, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, I always get excited with like the points lists changes because I like to fly lists that don't have. Would it be an upgrade, a generic? It would, wouldn't it? Or title?
No, it's in the scum.
Is it?
Yeah.
I always like to fly stuff that's a little bit under the radar that a lot of people
Yes.
don't particularly
And Skirks.
fly. And Skirks, but I don't fly those Skirks. I'm not that guy. Let's
So-
have a look. No, that's just ships in there,
So,
dude.
no, keep going down.
Oh yeah, cool. Woo! Our Maul's gone up by a point.
Yeah, it's fine. Good, cool.
R5TK is 0. That's the
Yeah.
guy you can shoot your own
Yeah,
ships,
wrecked.
right?
Yeah, you can shoot your own.
Nothing else.
Yeah, IG is 1. Used to be more than 1, didn't it?
Well, it's not changed colour.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was 2 points each. But so anyway, sorry. Should we talk about the game? So
Yeah.
Ben is flying Anakin, 7B R2, Mace 7B R2, and 2 Gold Squadrons.
Yep.
And Kylo is playing an interesting combo list with 2 104th Battalion pilots with R2 Astromech and 7th Fleet Gunner, and Anakin with R2 and Delta 7B.
Yeah, it's those. So the arcs, I'm not entirely sure that they're any good in this particular sort of incarnation of them.
Well, the arcs.
Yeah.
They're
The
brutal.
170s. Yeah, but again, I'm only going on experience of when I've faced them.
Okay. So,
And-
these things are horrible because
They're easy to get in the blind spot.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, these things will throw 4 dice at you consistently.
Yeah.
Or they'll 4 dice Anakin. They regen. They've got like 11 health.
Yeah.
Yeah, do what you want, Carlo.
Yeah. Sputio. Hashtag Sputio. Put it where you like.
So Ben opted out of the joust with the two arcs, and then immediately hard turned back in.
Yeah.
Which I was quite surprised by.
Well,
I
you
mean,
see-
he did need to turn back in at some point. But
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And
He's
it's-
giving him the choice between going for the Jedi or going for the arcs. Going for the torrents.
So I mean, the Arc chassis is, I think, it's a bit cumbersome. It's a bit slow. I mean,
Well,
I fly Skirks, so I kind
fly
of know
the
what
fastest
cumbersome.
ship.
The fastest Skirks in the game.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, Alan Barlow said something actually, which was quite interesting. Where was it? Where's the chat? He said. No, it's gone. Anyway, I'll come back to it if I find it. I probably won't because I can't be bothered to look. Anyway, it is what it is.
Boring conversation.
Yeah, boring conversation anyway. So yeah, we overall, from just looking at the scum stuff, I'm actually quite happy.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm happy with all of it.
but Torquil for me has gone down 2 points. 2 points. Where are we? Torquil Muck's 37, so he was 38.
Yeah, it's a good colour.
So he's gone down a point. Regen R2's gone down a point. Still there. Regen R2's gone down a point, and Tim's now leaving the room
I am.
to deal with it. To deal with a personal emergency. Yeah, so there's a game going on. Whatever. I'm on my own. I don't really know about this myself. Dace has gone down to 34. Has Mouldy Crow gotten up again? Mouldy Crow stays at 18. So there's no title points changes. IG88D Crew has gone down a point. So that double calculate is now 3 points instead of 4.
Bob's come down.
Oh, Bobber come down as well.
Yeah.
Is the Bobber list viable again? What about Hand Gunner?
No, I think they're going to stay the same.
It's a shame because I was looking at trying to work that into a list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It needs
sorry.
to stay the same.
Alan Barlow said that he's just rebuilt a list to put Greedo Gunner in it.
Cool. what did you want? Just because you finding valediction in
Yeah, it's like it's
mutual support.
It's Debris Gambit all over again, mate. That's what it is.
I don't think Greedo's bad. It's just
So James Finlayson said to
Yeah.
me, he says he doesn't see any value in Greedo.
I have to agree.
1 point.
Yeah.
Killed Venny.
Did it?
Yeah.
Would it not die to a bomb anyway?
Died to a bomb, yeah. But he blanked out on the bomb and he took a direct damage from Greedo. Direct hit.
Okay.
So that's Ryan's words, not mine. Now Ryan was a little bit disappointed because I think he felt that he played badly. You know, I actually think that I played well.
You would.
But then again, it's me, and why would I ever not self-promote? You know, it's just the way it is. So yeah, more crew went up. Shadowcaster title came down.
It did. So it looked like Ben is trying to bully Anakin.
Yeah,
I think it's coming hard in on Anakin, trying to overshoot the arcs and get behind.
those arcs though with the back arc.
Yeah.
You know, they're 2 dice out the back, aren't they?
They are 2 dice out.
Yeah, yeah. So they're not really too much of a problem. Yeah, Arachnin. Sorry, Archnin. It was me saying about Greedo Gunner into a list.
There we go.
Yeah, Greedo Gunner. It's the future.
Sure.
That's my new card.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I'd be really dismissive.
you are. I'm trying to get a bit of a rise out of you, but it's not working.
So Kylo's got an interesting choice now because he's got that stressed.
Upsilon's gone up.
Yes, all the upside. Yeah, all the upside.
I need to look at that now. you
Literally
know
going to
that.
get nothing about the game from Steve.
You
know
are.
that, do you? Because he's just.
You are.
He's just using it as personal computer time.
It's Ben versus
To
Kylo.
go on with this new
There you
list.
go. That's all you're getting.
So
First order upcoming. Let's have a look. Have you been through them all?
Yeah.
You would have.
Of course we have. So so Kylo's got to choose whether he wants to turn in on those Jedi, which he doesn't look to have very many options, or does he turn in to the Torrents and try to kill the Torrents, which is exactly what Ben wants him to do, really.
Yeah.
Ben doesn't want him to spend time shooting the Jedi. He wants him to spend time shooting the Torrents.
Yeah. If only Greedo Lego wasn't so expensive. At Archnin, picture of a TIE fighter.
Cool.
Talking of Lego, you got some new Lego figures, haven't you?
I did.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
No, you showed me them earlier. I think the Poe looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Tim went to Legoland at some point in the recent past, and
At some point in the recent past.
yeah, and
Saturday.
that was it.
Yeah.
Whatever. And brought back some awesome Lego Star Wars figures.
I've got some keyrings.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
Okay.
pretty cool. So thanks for showing me that. I'm not going to show you them on air. Anyway, we while these are setting dials, we are still 17 quid short on these bad boys. No, we're not. 13 quid short. So give us a quid enter into a raffle. One Sponduli, happy
I'll take
days.
further than that. Yeah, one Sponduli.
You know, happy days. And then if we get through these, right, we give this away. I'm going to give away.
I genuinely thought you were going to pick your phone up there.
Yeah, I'm going to give away my phone. I'm going to give away this promo large card damage deck, still sealed,
Very nice.
T65, and you only got these if you pre-ordered the game.
You did.
Yeah. So
I
if
love
we
my large damage.
so if we get these done, I'm going to open up 2 raffles. This one will probably cost like 50 Spondulis, but this one will be 1 if we hit the stretch target. So please donate for £1, and £1 gets you 100 Spondulis. So if you donate £1, it'll give you the Spondulis to enter to win this as well.
Why not?
And do you know what? If all else fails, come at me, duel me, do whatever. I'm not in the chat, so you can't.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Take me on a heist. Do whatever you want to do.
Okay, so you're Kylo. What do you do in this scenario?
I would probably. Oh dear, I would go after the torrents.
Yep.
You know, because it's more manoeuvrable. It gives you more options with your ships in wider space to then escape into the centre of the board.
Do you bank towards the torrents and focus as fast as you can to keep your back arc as open as possible?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. 3
And
bank.
then hard, one of them stressed, and then hard 1 Anakin towards the Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to sort of know an Anakin versus an Anakin. I'm not quite sure. You know, I'd probably take that duel, but Anakin versus Anakin and Mace, probably not, because Mace can put some damage through as well.
I think Kylo's in a very rough spot.
I don't think he's come out quick enough. I think that with the 2 cumbersome ships and the 1 manoeuvrable ship, I think he's going to struggle against anything that's got higher manoeuvrability than him.
I will put money on him, thinking he wasn't going to hit that debris cloud.
Maybe. I mean, what's your thoughts on gas clouds?
Yeah, I think they're amazing, and they definitely should stay in the game.
Seriously, dude, what is your thoughts on gas clouds?
I
I think it's X-Wing easy mode. If you want a bit of substance to why I'm asking.
Yeah,
I don't like them. I don't think they offer much value to the game.
I ran them at Nationals.
Yeah.
So I ran them at Nationals. But I'll be honest, the main reason I ran them is because the shuttle can sit on them and shoot
Yeah.
and doesn't suffer any consequences because I have Palpatine. They keep Vader alive longer. You can slam through them and still advance slam in action.
Yeah.
They're massive for trick shot. I mean, but they're kind of a bit of a damn squib with trick shot anyway because they get the extra evade. And then most importantly is you get to cheat actions over them. So like Vader can fire forward through 1 afterburners and then take all the actions he wants. So I think it's not so much that they're easy mode, but
They're not as restrictive as I think they should be.
no. There's certainly so he is hard to. He's going to take a second stress. Just hard to the Jedi.
So for example, then, I mean, for me, if a gas cloud mechanic,
I'm not sure I agree with that because those Jedi can get out of those arcs so easy.
arcs need R4P when opens the dial-up.
Yeah, I think the dial's fine.
Yeah.
I think the regen on them's massive, and it's come down in points now as well. I just think this is. I don't agree with this from Kyle.
I mean, this is why I felt that the Gold Squadron Troopers would have been a better option to go for, because then you fly you'll fly by in next time, and you're still getting shots out of the rear.
Yeah.
So, and you can deal with the Jedi afterwards. Let Anakin like take up the Jedi's kind of aggro, if you like, and then you can still sort of manoeuvre. You've got a couple of turns to manoeuvre them around to get back in the game before the Jedi really sort of do anything.
Barrel roll boost with Mace.
So barrel roll to the right.
Well, he's left.
Yeah. So as we're looking at it, and then boost.
Boost in and dodged all the arcs.
Yeah. And that for me is why I don't like the arcs, because it's that you've got a blind spot.
I think that's from the manoeuvring at the start of the game. I don't think that's just because the arcs.
It's almost like 1.0 bobber on the large base.
Well, it is. It's
It was
very,
a great chassis, but
it's
the,
very like
the space you had to
1.0 Bobber.
yeah, the space you had to not actually.
Okay, you got the block on Annie.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Did he?
No.
No, doesn't look like
No.
it. So again, barrel roll boost, and then watch
Yeah.
barrel roll boost, and then watch Anakin hard 1, hard 2, right past him. Yeah.
I think Anakin's hard one in as well. Forward. Yeah, well done. And then you bang boost it.
Yeah.
So he's gonna block the hard one.
I mean, it doesn't really matter too much that Mace hasn't got a shot
No.
because he's in a great position to come in.
But that's so that's Ben's win condition. Is really, I mean, if he can take out the Anakin, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But here he's controlling Anakin. He's not letting Anakin get shots. So if he can keep his regen in Jedi points on the table,
Yeah.
then he's in a great position.
So if he flies, let's say he does a one bank onto the debris,
Yeah.
debris cloud, can he still fine tune a boost?
No, because he'd be stressed.
Cool.
But he could on a gas cloud,
Yeah.
which is what you were asking about the gas clouds.
Yeah.
And I think they need to do something to the gas cloud so that there's a consequence.
Well, I always felt that gas clouds would be better if they were called ion clouds, and if you hit them, you took an ion.
Yeah,
token.
I think so. I agree. But then you still get the problem with like medium and large bases not caring so much. Like
Yeah, well, that's okay, but
like
you can only do it a couple of times.
Like maybe if they gave you like 3 iron tokens.
Because
or
it gives
something.
the more stuff you put on the board that doesn't have consequence, the more expensive the points seem to me in cards like collision detector and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because 6 points for collision detector is actually quite expensive if you're not going to really benefit from it.
So is it just regen Anakin? Oh, Anakin took a shield. Yeah, it makes sense to regen him.
Yeah. So rockets went up by a point, making Death Rain more expensive. 0 to 10, literally 0 out of 10, literally unplayable.
Oh, my heart bleeds for you, Death Rain.
He hasn't even got the ship.
Well, he has, doesn't it?
No, he
It's
give it
the
away.
Punisher.
We give it away on stream, didn't he? So yeah, but thank you for that, Charles. It was really cool.
So this
it
is
was
a good
one of the
position
best.
here because essentially Ben's going to trade points on his torrents for points in an arc,
Yeah.
and that seems fine.
Ooh. Couple of evades.
So Kylo's
So
dice doing Kylo things.
Yeah, Kylo
Just
needs.
getting
I was going to say
evades.
Kylo needs his greens to turn on.
No, that's fine. He's not. So the thing with positions like this is that Ben literally has nothing to lose.
Except 4 ships.
No, I mean, he'd lose a couple of shields on Anakin, maybe a shield on Anakin, and then regen it back anyway.
Recoil's gone down. I've just noticed.
Yeah.
Tavson's going to be going up, surely.
Tavson's got up.
Tavson's gone up to 64. Okay. What we got? 1 hit. Blank. Yeah. Cool. So, while these things are going on, are we all subscribed, by the way? Are we all following the Weekend Warlords Fly Casual Tuesday and the Weekend Warlords Network? If you're not, why not? Tim, are you subscribed?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm not. Mine ran out when I was a little bit tight for cash last month, so yeah, it's one of those, I'm afraid. You know, when like the luxuries that you want to do and the support that you want to give, kind of, you have to make a choice of what not to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the bank made that choice for me.
Okay.
Of like, oh, this payment has been rejected because you haven't got $7.99 in your bank account. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I'm happy that Netflix went through. So yeah,
Priorities. that's what
priorities: Netflix and SoundCloud, Spotify. That's it. That's all I do. I haven't got any money because I had to pay more for my Ion Vinder. Fair point. Fair point. I would quite like to put a list together with Captain Cardinal in it, because I never see him on the
does he
table.
do?
I don't know.
say. Have you made him up?
No, Captain Cardinal. Someone in the chat, tell us what Captain Cardinal does on the Epsilon. Is he the guy that doubles up the tokens when you take like a red token? Oh, there's a lot of pain there. Kylo's dice are just like silly. They're not. It's just the game, innit? What's your stance on this whole dice thing that people, a lot of people are blaming their dice these days?
Okay.
I mean, you hear it at the big tournaments, you see it online. It's like, oh, I got
It's
dice.
not
It's
the-
like
it's
all
not-
this.
I don't think it's these days. I think it's always been.
Yeah,
the
but
case.
it seems to be a lot more kind of, prevalent.
So it's always been.
Has
the
it always
same.
been that way?
Oh yeah,
okay.
since day one. Yeah,
He's
people blame the dice.
Phasma's rival in the book. That's all I know. Captain Cardinal, I think he's the bartender. Did you know the bartender and the thief are lovers?
Yeah. Did Captain Cardinal not kill
He sounds like he's at the Spanish
Mr. Black
Inquisition.
in the library with the candlestick? Is that not him?
No, that's Colonel Mustard.
Whatever.
Captain Cardinal.
Cardinal Voltage. That was the name of What was the name of one of my players' superheroes in a role-playing game?
What was it?
Yeah, Cardinal Voltage.
Cardinal Voltage.
He just decided he needed some kind of title.
Kay saying is his greatest weapon fear or surprise? Fear and surprise.
Yes.
And an almost fanatical devotion to the Pope.
Are you indirectly asking me what I think about the Americans publishing the dice?
Yeah,
article?
but do you know, because that was like, someone's got far too much time in their hands to do that, but I get why they've
I
done
don't
it.
think he has. I think he did that immensely quickly because he's a mathematician of a very high.
But did he actually roll
aptitude.
each dice for 1,000
No,
times?
so I was listening to the crates on the way up actually, and so what he did was he essentially used he made a rig, and I can only describe it from their descriptions as a dice tower on a spit,
okay.
and it
So just threw them out.
and it basically just threw
Like
dice
like a
through
tennis ball
and just
practice machine.
turned them round and sent them back through the same dice tower.
Yeah.
And then it was transparent on both ends, so it took a photo from underneath, and that was the side that they counted as being rolled. And he did that 3,000 times per dice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, essentially. And what he found was that a lot of the dice have quite a significant variant swing away from what you would expect. So what you would normally expect is that if you do it 100 times, this is massively hyperbolic, by the way. But if you did it 100 times, each side should come up 12.5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you would expect.
Yeah.
And he was finding that there was a massive variant swing away from that, and certain dice, specific dice, favoured certain results, but it wasn't always consistent. It wasn't like a third of them always favour evades on your green dice or whatever it is. It was just random, but they weren't showing the results you would expect if they were balanced between all eight faces.
But what does that actually tell us then? Are people actually going to go out now and say, well, I want to use these sorts of dice to try and get that
It
edge?
probably tells you that no, it won't be necessarily. It's not even like it's these type of dice versus these dice. It's individual dice.
Yeah.
So if you have, say, 10 core set dice,
Yeah.
you might find that one of them is skewed towards eyeballs and hits, and one of them skewed towards crits, and one of them skewed towards blanks. But we're talking tiny skews, but it's quite significant away from what you would expect to see, and it could potentially sway the outcome of a game. And we all hear talks about players like Paul Heaver as well. He had a dice that he'd roll for asteroids.
Yeah.
You know, and that could.
Well, I'd put that down to superstition.
Yeah, but it could be players picking up intuitively. You know, players that play lots of games. It could be players picking up on these very minor but significant probability skews. You know, and weeding out dice that are good, weeding out dice that are bad. And what he advised, the kind of end outcome of it is that, you know, you can't know really that any dice are better than any others,
No.
or worse than any others, like any specific dice. But he says that essentially to avoid that that statistical variance, that particularly when you get to the cut, then players should share a pool
Shared dice
of
pool.
five red, 5 green, and just play with the same, because then that skew doesn't favour any particular player.
Yeah, I mean, I played a guy at System Open who suggested, a guy from Germany actually, really nice guy, and he suggested right at the beginning, he said, should we share dice pool? And I said, yeah, why not? It's the first time I've ever done it, why not? So we used my dice, and he absolutely wrecked my face with my own dice. So for me, I felt a little bit put out of place by that, but that's okay. You don't care.
Sorry?
You don't care.
I know, I do care, but I think.
Also, Paul Spurgeon is saying I'm using gold dice now. Won't be moaning about them. But aren't the gold dice and the world's dice, aren't the ones in the outer rim box? Some of them got a little divot in them.
I don't know.
Apparently, on the blank side, one of the blank sides got a little divot in them,
I don't
and that's how you can tell the difference between them and the world's dice.
Right.
So therefore, and here's a public service announcement: if you're thinking about buying gold dice from Worlds, don't get ripped off. You know, the outer rim thing has really brought the price of those dice down. So make sure they're legit.
Yeah.
You know, and someone has actually found out that the outer rim stuff has actually got a little divot in one of them.
Okay.
So always look for that, people.
So again, so Kylo's continuing to have bad position.
Yes. Well, he's stressed Anakin now.
Yeah. Well, the orcs are stressed and facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, like Ben isn't doing a lot of damage to them, but he's got time. He's got forever to pick them apart now.
Yeah.
I think in conclusion, you know, your dice might be bad. There might be times when they lose you a game, but it's probably your flying more than it is your dice that's costing you the game.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you want to eliminate that possibility altogether, then opt to share a dice pool. I think they're the conclusions.
Yeah, and I having shared dice pools with competitive players in a competitive environment, do you know what? I wouldn't be against it. You know, even though I said what I said, you know, that's me just being a bit tongue in cheek. But generally speaking, I think that's the fairest way.
Yeah.
You know,
and
I'm happy if someone wants to use my 1.0 core set dice.
I think 5's a good number because, say, if you rolled a 3 dice attack and you got 2 blanks and wanted to target lock, that would leave you 2 dice to swap out to then do your reroll with. Yeah. What do you think?
I don't agree with that. Don't wind me up. Jinky246. All right, guys, how are we today? That's Jake.
Hello.
Hello, Jake. How are you, my friend?
Hello, everybody.
Jake sent me a really nice message because I said some nice things about him on last week's stream. So thank you for that, mate.
Would you not say nice things about him?
Well, the guy's a legend, isn't he? So, just check, no divots in mine. Coming to an expansive eBay listing soon. So what I just said about World's Dice may or may not be true. So yeah, how are you, Jake? Thanks for asking how we are. We're all good. You good?
Yeah, good.
Points just dropped, Jake. It's on the FFG website if you want to go and check them out and check how your lists have been nerfed or not. Some outer rim dice have divots, not all of them. So just for my kind of grammar OCD thing that's got going on, it's DIVOTS. Sorry, guys. I can't. I do it in a Warlords chat all the time, don't I? It's like, it's not good. So Rich Camps will put a picture of the alien up in the Bantha chat.
The Xenomorph.
Yeah, and he said now Disney have bought the rights. Now the alien queen is now a Disney princess. And I went, Queen's not a princess, dude.
Queen's not a princess, is
and I didn't get any response. It was like a tumbleweed. But yeah, I'm not being. I am being finicky about it.
Pedantic.
Pedantic, but
That's not even. That's on the scale of pedantry. That's quite low. That's like, you know, me saying my car's a van. It's
yeah,
not, is it?
It's not,
It's just not.
isn't it?
No, my car's a car.
You've got a Ford Transit.
My van's a van.
So PJ said he thought the dice had duvets, not divots.
Steve's do. He puts them to bed.
I do,
every
yeah.
night.
I love it. You know, like Prince Charles used to talk to flowers.
Good night, evade dice 3.
Yeah.
Good night, evade dice 4.
You're in the coal shed tonight. Evade dice, Mr. Blank. 4 rolls. Did you see how bad my dice were at the beginning of the game? By the way,
No,
I rolled 7 greens, and I rolled 7 blanks.
That's fine.
I know it's fine, unless you're rolling them.
Stuff like that happens.
I know it happens, but I still won.
Well done.
Still, mate, seriously. Unbelievable. A queen can also be a princess. Lots of royals hold multiple titles. So the royal alien that was in the film Alien.
Yes. See, now I think. Yeah, going back to that point then. Should we address the queens and princess things? Yes, they can be,
Yeah.
but she's not a royal. She's the head of a colony.
Well, so is
insectoid-
Queen Elizabeth.
No, but as
She's
a-
the head of Australia,
of
and that's a
insectoid
colony. We know that. Hello, all
insectoid
Australian viewers.
type creatures. Anyway, so
Launchpay Next just updated their app like the legend they are, because that's good for 2 weeks early for the points changes, isn't it?
yeah, why not? So this is interesting. So Ben continued to chase the torrent, to chase the arcs.
Steve Green's reporting I suggested starting a stretch goal to buy him some paint. They were pretty bad, but Venny went down.
Yeah, you proper pummeled Ben.
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
No. Well, PJ saying wasn't there
Ray,
a campaign
is
to make Leia an
Ray is
official?
it?
Yeah, I thought she was.
And Ray. Well, not Ray.
Well, Ray's not. She's not
is she?
Princess Ray, is she?
No, she might be. You don't know
It's
that.
like Ray Charles saying.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
If enough people sign that petition and stuff gets boycotted,
I tell you what.
parents will be whoever they want. A dad will be George Lucas.
Let's have a vote, and then when it doesn't go your way, we can have another vote.
Do you know what's going to happen?
Right.
If enough people sign that,
Bit political.
If
I
enough
trust
people,
you'll agree.
If enough people sign that petition to to Lucasfilm or whatever it is, Disney, you might end up finding that Luke Skywalker's a dad and Darth Vader's a mum.
No, no, it's not. It's not right. Yeah, so Kylo's trying to get out of trouble with his Arc 170s.
I think he's in a much better position now.
Yeah, it's amazing what one bank does.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking of one bank, there's a one bank in this template set,
There is.
which actually is pretty rubbish as a moustache. So please don't use it as a moustache.
I'm quite like it.
Maybe I should kiss them again, because I kissed the ones last week.
What's happening?
Well, these, we still need
Is this what
13
you got the
quid.
cam for?
What? To hold up these
Oh, it's like
prizes.
kiss things.
Yeah. So last week the winner
How
got
many
a
Japanese
set.
businessmen do we have
a set
watching
of-
you on this
A
stream,
set of.
Steve?
Yeah, I know. You can now put Greedo on Dengar. Hurrah! Let's all fly Dengar. Or not, as the case may be. Because Dengar, I don't think Dengar's competitive. I don't think the Jump Master's competitive at all.
No.
Not even with a gunner.
So there is one thing that we that I was discussing with somebody that the recent rules changes.
Great info.
Yeah, I'm going to leave them nameless. So with
It wasn't me, was it?
so with the change to paying costs in the rules, where you can replace a cost and still get the effect.
Yes.
Um,
So as in like
Overseer Yushin.
Overseer Yushin. that
to make
sort
him
of-
actually work,
Yeah.
because he doesn't work otherwise. That does mean that you can feedback array and static discharge vanes now.
So what does that mean? Explain.
So it means you can put it on a jump master,
Bump master.
yeah, a bump master with informant, and just keep them continually one forward into you for forever.
Oh, okay. And just
Because you
damaging.
eye on them, because you give them the eye on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's. I think that's quite a situational thing.
and you've got a cheaper mana in.
Yeah. And anybody that would
I mean, it
fly
only
it.
works on small bases as well.
Yeah. Well, anyone that would fly a jump master because it bumps. then that's not the way to fly against jump masters, is it?
What do you mean?
You take them at range. You don't take them at range 1.
Yeah, but you play informant.
Yeah, but you still wouldn't. They're not fast enough to get out of the way of.
Yeah, they are.
No, I disagree. Then again, what do I know? I don't ever come top 4 at nationals, do I?
They move exactly the same as they used to. You just have to manage your stress.
So PJ saying feedback array in version 2 is rubbish.
I agree.
Nearly all the elicits in version 2 are rubbish.
Infinite feedback array might be quite good.
What do you mean?
Well, not infinite, but being able to hit you turn after turn after turn after turn, there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, surely that's like accuracy corrector TLT.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
Yeah, it's broken. That's why they got rid of it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I actually won something.
Rich is still labouring the point about Elsa.
Elsa
was
from
a
Frozen is the Queen of Andrel.
Elsa was a princess
Arendelle.
before her parents died.
And still in the Disney universe. Yeah. The Queen Alien, I would say that there is no real hierarchy there.
My son's favourite joke at the moment
Oh god, here we go.
is why can't you give a girl called Elsa a balloon?
Because she lets it go.
Because she'll let it go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my son's. He's 4.
Cool.
By the way, that's his favourite joke at the moment.
To be fair, he's probably got better
Better jokes than me.
comedy time
Yeah, he
than
has,
you
yeah.
have. Yeah, yeah.
My
That's
youngest, who's 2, his favourite joke is why did the zebra cross the road? Just to get to the other side.
Oh,
I
really?
just like that he's changed it up and it's a zebra, not a chicken.
fine. Oh, right, cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
My
Can you teach him the what does a zebra say when it's crossing the road?
I don't know.
Oh, a zebra crossing, like a no, you see me,
No,
no, you don't.
Oh yeah. Maybe they're the 2 jokes he's conflated.
Maybe,
Yeah, it's good.
maybe.
Also,
You use the word conflated in general conversation.
Yeah.
I use the words mixed and up.
so their
So
their
much cleverer than me.
combined favourite joke that they both really laugh at is what's green and hangs from trees.
A dead Kermit.
Took a turn, didn't it?
Darkness.
Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what is it? What's the answer?
Giraffe snot.
A giraffe's nut.
Giraffe snot. A giraffe snot.
I prefer my answer.
Fair. Okay.
Giraffe's nut. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Parenting tips by Tim Marsden.
Yeah. Sorry to cut to Kay. His 4-year-old's favourite joke is what do you get when you cross an elephant with a potato?
Don't know. Trunk called mash.
Is it a really rubbish dinner?
Yeah. Mashed potato.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah. That's good.
That's good.
I use the word
You know what's going on in the
accoutrements when referring to buying food from the shop.
Accoutrement.
So, so I think tomorrow we all need to have a go at just using a random word that we
Conflated.
wouldn't. Yeah, use
Just
conflated.
That's word of the day.
Yeah, word of the day for tomorrow to use in general conversation is conflated. So I want to see texts and stuff and things in the chat next week about how you've.
I use transposed quite a
yeah.
lot as well.
Yeah. Transposed.
Yeah. It's when you like reverse the order of 2 digits. And
Yeah. Okay, so why don't you just say reversed?
I don't have to.
Because I say transposed.
Transposed does it.
Fair.
I don't have to say anymore what means that. Of course, I then have to use 20 words explaining it to somebody. But
Yeah, why use 20 words when one will do?
yeah, and then you have to explain it.
Yeah, and then you have to explain the 20 anyway.
Yeah.
So Kylo's lost an arc.
Yep.
You know, which is for
no return.
nothing. Well, for 1 shield on Anakin.
There seems to be some damage cards though. On Ben's side of the table.
Oh, yes, there does.
Update Ben's damage. Update Ben's damage.
Yeah, so we're just getting the damage updated. Oh yeah, there you go. So for 3 damage total.
Dance monkeys!
Welcome back to Tim Marsden,
Hello.
Mr. Aggression.
I've sorted them out.
There you have. Well done, mate. Well done. I'm happy that you've
Makes it
sorted
incredibly difficult to follow what's going on when we're
It
talking
does.
about the game.
it. Does,
So
yeah,
we
because
need to
we're
do it.
so focused.
We are.
Paul saying serendipity.
Serendipity is
Is that a
good.
good word? What's your favourite word?
That's It's like
what-
trying to pick a favourite child.
I'm not saying. Well, who's your favourite child?
Defenestration.
Defenestration's a good word.
It is a good word.
Because a favourite word isn't really something that you would use in everyday conversation, but it's something that you
defenestration.
just enjoy saying.
Defenestration's a good word.
Yeah,
I like
I particularly enjoy the word perambulator,
perambulator. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, yeah.
which is the long for pram
Ambulatory is a
Yeah.
good word.
for those uneducated. I actually quite
There's a touch of that going around, I think. PJ.
discombobulated,
Yeah.
obstreperous,
Obstreperous. Yeah, obstreperous.
megalomania. That's quite a nice word to say.
Megalomania is a good word.
Condescending. That's talking down to people that don't know what I'm on about.
Yeah. That's a good word, Steve. Well
That was
done.
a Jimmy Carr.
That's a
joke.
very good
Yeah.
word, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done there.
Thanks.
Well done.
I'm going to join the chat and I'm going to
Yeah.
start dueling. some.
Ambulatory is a good word.
Ambulatory.
I like that. That's good.
I like it.
Yeah.
What about
Carry on.
poo?
Poo. Moist.
Yeah.
Moist.
Oh, you can't say that.
Why not?
All the women that are watching have just turned off.
Moist. They were turned off a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Steve.
Well, yeah. Well,
By the time you put the webcam on.
all right. All right. Wow.
Got him. Zinger!
I love parasympathetic is a good one, but can only be really used when talking about the nervous system. See, I quite
What's
like the
that?
way K
Parasympathetic.
there is spelt talking. It's talkigan.
Yeah. Just to offset knowing
Yeah,
what that other word meant.
he knew what he was doing when he typed
Yeah.
that. I love the suffix mania because it implies madness, but actually means addiction.
I think I've just done my maths okay.
Oh, here's Dave. Hello, Dave.
A patrol decimator patrol leader, Oiken with intimidation, Suntier fell with predator is a viable list.
Oh,
200
really?
points on the nose.
Wow. There you go, internet. Get that on the table. And if you want to learn how to fly Suntirfell, come and see Dave at Warlords. He
Yeah.
will teach you
That's
like
why
you've
Suntier
never
fell
flown
with
that
two-
before.
Two decimators.
Yeah. Yeah. That's ridiculous. 2 Decis and Suntir.
One of them was Oiken with intimidation as well.
Jeez.
I think I've got the points right. It's 2 points for predator, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 points for intimidation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's legit now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I will check that for you, David. Well, that would be an upcoming generic points changes.
It will.
So, what are we saying?
Intimidation, 3 points.
I'm mega confused as to whose is whose. Anakin now.
Intimidation, is that an EPT? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Intimidation,
yellow
3
model?
points.
Predator 2.
Predator is also an EPT,
Yep.
and that is 2 points. Yeah, so you're bang on the money, mate. Mark Ryder's new list right there. Lawless 124, which is Leon Smith's partner. She has said, "It's okay, I'm still here, but moist is not a good word."
I like moist.
You said it.
I did say moist.
You said moist on the internet.
Yeah.
Tim.
What's that? It's fine. We were talking. What's your favourite word, Dave?
Yeah, what's your favourite word?
I haven't really got a favourite word.
Have you not?
No. Not that I can say on the internet anyway. Who's in front?
Yeah. Steady on.
That's why I said it couldn't
Yeah.
be said on the internet.
Veteran turret gunners up, hates up, seasoned navigators up. Why?
Season Navigator.
No one uses it.
I think you were starting to see it on Han in hyperspace.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Just to dial casual even more.
Flange is bad one.
Flanges.
Steady on.
Yeah. What? It's like a hinge, isn't it?
No, flange is the edge of something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's flayed out,
It's a building term, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah. For all the kids out there.
it's construction, steel works.
Yeah. So this one of the gold squadrons we see has gone over the gas cloud.
Yep.
And still has not really suffered as a result.
It's lost its action, but in this
Oh
but
dear.
in this position, it doesn't matter because he's got 4 ships and he's winning basically.
Yeah. Well, he's going to lose one of the golds, I think.
Well,
And this is what I was saying about the arcs.
not this round. It's not.
This is what I was saying about the Arc 170s not being able to turn round.
But that's because he got them double stressed early on. He had absolutely no business turning into that debris cloud.
Rich Campbell was saying he quite likes copious. That's quite a nice word.
Copious amounts.
Yeah, copious amounts.
That's because he likes copious amounts of
Copious is a good
Kraken.
word.
of Kraken. Yes.
Yeah, copious is a good word. I like that.
Yeah. Let's go back to points.
Dearth's better than
Dearth?
copious, though, isn't it?
I don't know what that means.
Copious.
You're saying words.
Dearth amount of Kraken.
You could
No, you just say a dearth of Kraken.
you could sit
You
there
don't
and
say a dearth.
you could sit there and say stuff, and I just think you're making it up,
Dearth.
and I wouldn't know any different.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Anyway.
Ridiculous.
Anyway.
Ridiculous is a good word.
So who aren't doing well at the moment?
Scum.
My scum list find me.
First order.
So so here's the thing, right? You now take out all the scum lists that finished higher than me at nationals, and I would have then finished the highest.
But you're playing a different game then.
What are you on about?
But you were playing a different game.
No, I was playing X-Wing.
But the X-Wing's made up of the points.
Yeah. I don't get your point.
I don't get the argument.
Here's the point. Tim Marsden sat there.
I know what he's trying to say. You know what he's trying
So
to
you
say.
get
I
rid
do,
of
but
you
it doesn't
get
make
rid.
any difference.
It does make a difference because it gives me confidence, Tim.
You should have confidence in where you finished at nationals. You did really well at
Tim
nationals.
the fun hoover.
What do you want me to say? Yes, Steve. I
Thank
think
you,
you're absolutely
Tim.
right, Steve. I think in the hypothetical
Please,
world in
please,
which
please.
everybody else had to play by the points changes, but you didn't,
Mine
then you
hasn't
would have
changed.
done just as well, if not better, than you already did in a tournament in which you did really well in.
Well, Tim, I quite find you to now being a little bit sycophantic. So please don't do
That's
that.
not being sycophantic. That's not what that means.
Of course it is. It's sucking up.
I'm not sucking up to you.
Here you are. You're telling
I
me
was
how.
being passive aggressive. If anything.
Oh, were you? Fair enough.
I was trying to agree with you.
Welcome
in a
to
manner that made you
Tuesday
look
night.
stupid.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Fly Casual, where we discuss all the nuances of the English language. But yeah, so you know, I'm happy with that. I'm happy that Dreadlocks is now gone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm a bit disappointed.
Why is that, Dave?
That my bid is now 37 points.
Shut
not
up,
40.
Dave.
That's that ridiculous soon-to Vader list.
Don't
isn't
say
it?
it's ridiculous. Not when,
No,
not when I do really well at hyperspace.
Ridiculous in a good way.
But just think now, if you took out all of the people above you,
There was nobody. Then I
just-
finished top.
if you took out all the people that finished above you that were played by the old points,
Yeah.
Then
I'd
you'd have won.
have finished top. Yeah.
you'd have won that event.
Dude! Seriously?
Oh no. No. Sink Swarm. Has that been? That changed in points?
No,
No. Oh.
The Sinker Swarm?
might be cheaper.
What's that? Is that Galactic Republic?
Yeah, Galactic Republics. So Sink at Arc 170 is, and then another Arc, and then 4 Torrents.
So Sinker's not changed.
Does anybody, while we're on the topic of collective nouns, does anybody know what the collective noun for a group of resistance transport pods or whatever they're called is? Because I think
Yeah.
you might see 4 of them.
Podlets.
You might see 4 of them in a list
Podlets.
soon.
Don't know.
Nuisance.
Yes, I was going to say something that was relatively
Look at that. that's
uninspiring.
beautiful. That hard to was beautiful.
Yeah.
By
By
Ben.
Ben. Yeah.
Ben winning.
Then why? Delta 7B.
What?
Ridiculous.
Just in general. Or?
No, just the price of it.
It should be.
The one thing I don't agree with is the fact that you've reduced your agility and then everything still costs what it would have cost for 3 agility.
On scalable
yeah,
costs.
Yeah, that's the bit which does grate on me a little bit.
Dude,
So
Yeah.
you put stealth device on it,
Yeah.
and it still costs you 8 points.
It does.
But it.
But is that something that they could do easily with just a little kind of like
Yeah, but I don't think
an FAQ?
I don't think they need to because
No.
So you've got to be really careful with force.
Kay saying
Force is so good.
I believe the collective noun for a swarm of resistance transport pods is a suicide.
I like that. I'm gonna. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, definitely. So four transport pods and Chewie. Let's do it.
Just in.
No, it was Anakin, I think.
Yeah. I think hate on the infiltrators is harsh because they were everywhere winning everything, weren't they? Yeah, but what you have to do is you have to understand that with Ventress coming down in price,
Yeah.
Ventress with hate was quite a strong.
I don't think it's as good as the infiltrators with hate, but the infiltrators with hate were doing really well. I mean, I think there seems to be a little bit of an us and a them when it comes to America, and I think stuff like hate infiltrators in hyperspace was starting to do very well.
Yeah.
In the States and Australia, I believe, and I think because it kind of hasn't caught on over here doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
Yeah.
And I think that definitely was something
I
that
agree
they
with
needed
you.
to look at. But
Shock horror.
But they can adjust it. You know, they can adjust it next points change, and I know that'll be in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
But they are showing that they're willing to calibrate stuff. You know, to kind of maybe hike things up a little bit and then bring them down a touch, and adjust the points. But I think hate on infiltrators was certainly worth looking at.
Yeah, I think in the UK, I'm not sure how much FFG look at us as a meta. I think they probably do, but they don't take it seriously as the American meta. That's not fair. Don't take it not seriously, but they don't look at it in as much detail. I think they draw parallels with what's doing well over here and what's doing well over there. But the things that kind of go under the radar a little bit, they tend to lean more towards the American meta than they do towards ours. And I think that's a positive. I think that's a positive for us because we fly under the radar. And then when you go back to the actual Worlds tournament and you look at how many American winners they've had in the last 3 years, then I think that goes through the game. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
I think there are a lot of factors into what people play though,
Yeah.
because I think so. People tend to play what they think is strong.
yeah,
So some people that base that on their own personal experience, and some people base that on.
does Carlo give up?
I think Carlos just conceded. And I think some other people base that on.
I'm calling it because my dice are. Well, you saw what my dice are like.
Yeah. Okay.
My
Yeah.
dice are better.
Yeah.
Well done, Ben.
Well done, Ben.
Ben's
So-
dice have got pictures on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think,
Carlos called it there, guys. Sorry.
I think people.
Kylo's solace is that my list is illegal come the 10th of July, is it?
Well, yeah.
Is it 2 points heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go then.
Oh, yeah.
Happy days.
Comedy.
There's the
Slammed it
door.
up, yeah. So I think people, whether that's either kind of their own very narrow view of the games they play, and they think, oh, this is really strong, and they don't think about the bigger picture, or it's whether they only look at kind of what's doing well, and they decide to fly that. But also what factions they like, what type of ships they like flying, what models they actually own. I think there's a lot of factors go into what people play at big tournaments, and I think actually you're only you're looking at kind of like the top X% of players, and I don't mean like tops in performance. I just mean that they're an outlier, if you like, that are actually putting serious thought into what they fly and what they want to fly. And I think the vast majority of people are just taking stuff that they like or want to do well with or hope to do well with. So I don't think it's necessarily a case of them not considering what either side of the pond is doing.
Yeah.
I think it's more just there's a huge combination of factors, and geography plays a big part of it. Actually,
Yeah.
you know, who's in your area and who you play against a lot, and kind of who's in your local scene. And for the Americans as well, that might be, you know, our kind of meta at big tournaments and who we think about. If people think about players that they're going to play, that kind of might be only one part of the States. You know, they might have 3 or 4 of those in the States, like 3 or 4 UK metas, if you like. Because they're so, you know, they have to do a lot of travelling and stuff. But I think of the voices that I listen to online, of the American voices particularly that I listen to that have got podcasts and whatever, they don't ever really, I don't think they do talk bad about the European meta. And I think, and then so they just look at kind of what is doing well in tournaments and try to draw conclusions from that, or analyse data about that, if you like. But I think what annoys them the most about Europe is that we don't input tournament results. We don't input lists, and I think that annoys them. Those voices, more than what we're actually flying.
I think
more
you're
than what
right,
we're
but
actually putting on the table.
You know, let's not kind of ignore the fact that they do see things that win system opens, national tournaments, hyperspace stuff. You know, because they have to. The guys that run the hyperspaces, they have to submit the winning lists.
Yeah.
So they do see that, and I get what you're saying about that there may be 3 UK metas in one big state in America from a footprint point of view. But generally speaking, I think that it's I think that we're quite lucky because I think a lot of the things that we do, and especially being associated with like Warlords, you know, there's some real good teams in this country. You know, there's us, there's Sith Takers who've got some really good players. The 186 have got some really good players. You know, Harlequins as well. You know, we've got some real top players spread out across the country. And so, I think generally speaking, we tend to, and I think we know a lot of them as well. So our meta tends to fly under the radar a little bit of the bigger FFG picture. So therefore, that would almost give us an advantage.
I don't
Against the American, you know, the triple upsilons that came out, everyone was flying it over in America. They got nerfed straight away because it was a negative game experience.
Yeah.
You know, they've let things go like the Drea Swarm. They've let things go like the Quad Phantoms.
So what do you think people in the UK or Europe as a whole are doing that FFG aren't looking at? Or noticing?
Are you
talking about in like points changes?
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I mean, because what they've done is they've taken the big four lists and they've hit them. Yeah. So what that's done now is the top end players will now need to create new lists and then you'll naturally see stuff rise to the top.
Yep.
What I'm saying is that because America's got a bigger footprint, then maybe they would cater with the points changes that would influence them more than what we were doing over here. And almost looking at us as a small part of what's going on, rather than a big part of like, hold on a minute, UK players, they come over here, they win all our stuff. You know, I like to speak a bit bluntly about it. I'm not sure they take us seriously as UK players.
Who?
FFG. You know, for the competitive side of the game.
I don't think they take any players seriously.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think that's how they view the game, and I don't think.
Do they view it as a product to sell and make money then?
Well, yeah, definitely 100%. But
yeah,
but also like the competitive side of it isn't necessarily as important as keeping the turnover of players.
Yeah,
like you need to keep your player numbers high, and certainly there. I don't even know if they think of X-Wing in that terms because their business model is, you know, make X amount of games a year and sell them, and then you make X amount of new games next year and sell those, and then
they're hitting targets.
Well, no, but they don't concentrate on one game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's just, I mean, X-Wing happens to be doing well, but it isn't receiving the support, and I don't think it's ever received the levels of support that say Destiny or for Keyforge have done. I think it was a massive kind of surprise to them, and they've done really well at keeping it ticking over. They've done really well at keeping it going as long as it has done. But I don't think a lot of their decisions are based around what's the word? What am I trying to say?
Discombobulate.
Discombobulate. Yeah. I don't think any of the decisions are based around kind of X-Wing being a massive moneymaker or.
No, I get what you're saying, and that's cool. I mean, I think what I'm trying to sort of articulate is that we over here tend to fly under the radar a little bit, and then when we go over to there and play in their major tournaments, people like Dale Cromwell, he always does well wherever he goes.
Yeah.
and he always takes something that is kind of meta over here, but maybe not be meta. Let's say he goes to Italy, or let's say he goes to America, or whatever,
Yeah.
and he always does well with it.
Yeah.
And that's not taking away the fact that he's a really good pilot.
Yeah.
But there's something else within that as well, which I don't think the Americans they don't expect it. I think is what I'm trying to say. And when we do these sort of
I just
things,
think that's a gross generalisation.
yeah.
I think.
Well, I'm good at that.
Fair enough.
I'm good at being gross.
Yeah.
And generalising. I need to set up a raffle because I'm going to give some away because we haven't hit our stretch goal. I'm afraid. So, do you know what? We're gonna speak to producer John and maybe roll that over. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get a. I don't know how to do it. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to give these away.
Yep. Very cool.
So this is
We like the big damage deck.
the T65 damage deck still sealed. Archnin is saying part of it is that the Americans don't look at the EU letter that much. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
But what is it? Yeah.
Now I'm over
but-
here, I see it more and more.
But what is the EU matter?
Well, this is what wins world championships.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, Sim one list that Sim took over isn't. We weren't all flying IGs, were we? I think the thing is that like the at the moment certainly pre-points change the the European meta looked a lot like the American meta. It was just that the Polish were doing weird stuff that the Polish always do, and that's it really.
Yeah.
It isn't. There aren't massively drastically different things that we're doing over here to what they were doing in the States.
No. Clive's donated £3 through Super Chat. Thank you, Clive. Add a giveaway. So, custom. Let's do this. And it's only going to be open for like 10 minutes. So, was it T65 damage deck, yeah?
Yes.
And it's going to be for 10 minutes. Let's go. Let's see if I can find my. Do you know what? As I've got older, my technical
Yeah, I'm with
prowess has
you. I'm with you.
has
You
almost
used to be able to type
Yeah.
for hours.
is
what you're
almost
saying?
skill faded. Right? It's skill fade. It's
Waned.
Rich Campbell will.
Ooh,
Rich
Dave
Campbell.
with the
Wayne.
word.
Boom. Rich Campbell will absolutely nail on the fact that skill fade is a real thing, even in role playing games.
Fair enough.
There you go. So what's that? You haven't used that skill for like a year's worth of gaming time? Skill fade it, -5. Standard. So ticket
Is that what you did
cost.
to your players?
Well, I didn't. So ticket cost. We're
Just point to this character sheet where the GM touched you. Right in the stealth.
So I'm gonna make it.
Luckily, I had a shield upgrade.
So there we go. Let's add that bad boy. When you're ready. This is a great stream, guys.
Wait.
It's almost as good as Gold Squadron.
Wait for it.
Wait.
You've clicked it. Wait.
Set a prize. I haven't typed in. T60 65 damage deck.
I thought you typed that in.
I'm glad you didn't put T69.
Kissed
Yeah.
by Steve.
Okay.
Standard Tuesday night thing.
I thought we wanted people to enter this raffle.
There we go.
I've decided
Cool.
that
So you can buy 3 tickets. There are
Steve's got
100
Japanese
spondoolies
businessmen
each.
forming him to kiss products on screen.
There are 100 spondoolies each. There's 3 tickets available. If you're a subscriber to us, you get a bonus ticket. So I am now going to open this up, and you guys are going to go mad for this. And then we'll give this away. Just say thank you for. There you go. A T65 damage deck Kissed by Steve raffle has started for viewers.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go. Look, in they go. They love free stuff on this stream.
Why not? Why
We love free
Everyone
stuff
loves
as
free
well.
stuff.
We love free stuff too.
Yeah.
So I love free stuff so much that I'm going to log into the stream and enter myself.
Oh, you like so?
I'm not going to enter myself because that's just not right. You take that how you need to. No, I don't. No, not that either.
That's what she said.
Not that either. Not that either. So you guys have been dueling and like getting like spondoolies literally coming out your ears. 100 spondoolies each is nothing. I've seen points crop up that people have got 2,000 and stuff like that.
Why not?
So get your 3 entries in. Let's burn through the. Let's have a look at what Kylo's looking on his phone.
Oh yeah. He's looking
What's
at points
that?
changes, isn't he? We'll be excited.
Yeah, points changes, yeah.
It is points changes.
It is points changes. So that's going for 10 minutes. So we'll summarise because whenever we summarise, it always takes about half an hour. So what's your general overall feeling, without really looking into it too much, about the points change?
Yeah, I think they're all generally positive. I like that the 4 main lists have been affected in some way.
Yep.
I like it even more that 4 Sigmas has gone.
Yeah.
I think that's dead in the water.
Have you played against that?
Have I played against it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you play against it at Nats?
No.
Okay, you avoided it. Okay.
Yeah, I avoided it. Nice. But I've played against it quite a few times, and it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrendous. Yeah, I think overall, I think they're really good. I think there's some interesting stuff. So yeah, like I said, I think each faction has got something to go away and think about.
So initial feeling, who's come out the big winner in all this?
Oof.
Which faction?
That's interesting.
The fact that you're having to think about it means they've probably got it right. They've balanced it a bit better.
Empire are doing fairly well. I think Empire are doing fairly well.
Yeah.
I think Scum may have some tricks
Yeah.
coming through now.
I'm not so
Yeah.
sure about Scum.
Ulfric saying Scum. What about you guys in the chat? Who do you think the winner of the points change is?
I think that just because that some of the bigger regular Scum names haven't had an adjustment, I think that you may find some of the lower PS ones
Yeah.
are now going to come to the fore.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Archnin saying Scum as well. Angle
Especially the
deflectors
fact
for
that-
6 points on agility 1 needs to save you 3 damage, or you might as well just support
Yeah, I
shield
agree with
upgrade.
that, PJ.
Yeah, totally right. But it costs you a shield as well, so you've already spent 1 damage.
That's why I'm saying you need to save. That's why I need to save you 3.
Okay, cool. So you're better at maths than me, and English, it seems.
I think with the fact that the fire sprays have come down all over.
Yeah, that's interesting. Might see a bit of Bobber come back.
Let me have a look at the
Bit of
fire
bother,
spray
maybe
now.
aim on.
Rich,
Like bombs.
Rich Campsell, if you're
Inside
still
now, I
watching, mate, what do you think about Bobber coming down, dude? Are you happy for that? Are you thinking that you can get him back into the list?
What's happened with the titles? Have they stayed the same?
Yeah, all the titles have stayed the same. So
What's-
Bobber's now down to 85 points.
What's Han Gunner?
Still 12.
So 12.
So how many points has Bob come down by? 2 or 3?
It was 86, so it's only a point, I think.
Yeah, it's only a point.
Yeah.
What was it, aim on?
Empire, because they can still field 4 phantoms with crack shot. Yeah, but Duke just pushes so much more
Yeah.
damage through.
Yeah, Duke was permanent crack shot, and you didn't have to be in bullseye.
Rich, you got 1 to 3 tickets, mate. So it's exclamation mark raffle, then 1 to 3, whichever.
This is what I was saying to Tom earlier, because he's been running Rexler in the Defender. It is Rexler raffle.
Yeah,
isn't it? In the Defender with outmaneuver.
Yeah.
I'm
We
like,
might as well just be
Duke's the better option. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
Well, the defenders have
outmanoeuvres-
come down a little bit, haven't they?
Well,
So
it's-
Duke, it may offset that Duke
Well, the
price
Duke,
tag.
the Duke's a permanent modification.
Yeah.
Where outmanoeuvres are potentially just a
It's
lucky,
situational.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lucky modification.
Yeah.
So I was saying to him, something that's permanently active rather than potentially active is
Yeah.
a far better
Yeah.
modification.
And even on defenders, with Duke, I think 7 points for Duke is still a thing.
Yeah.
You want to go back? Yeah. Rich is actually a bit miffed. I just took up flying Annie, Mace and 2 Torrents. They've gone up. Bobber goes down.
How do we do the transition?
What transition? Oh, what? Boom.
That'll do.
Let me put the because I know people love to see my beautiful face, and here I am. See, it's all good, isn't it?
Very good. Well done.
We're all technically savvy in here.
Yeah, definitely.
So who else? What else do you think? We've had so a couple for
I think
Scum.
Empire have done really well.
Imps have done all right.
Yeah, I think Empire have done very well.
Rebel Beast's been hit hard.
Yeah, Rebels is a...
Phantom's been hit hard. Drea Swarm's been hit hard.
Well, yeah, they have, yeah, but I mean, Rebels will be interesting as a faction because we didn't see an awful lot out of them outside of Rebel Beef. It'd be interesting to see what you can fit with Leia and then generics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody said earlier that Launch Bay next has been updated, so I'm sure there'll be loads of lists being built.
Yeah, yes, we will be updated by now.
I've got 2 infiltrators that I've played once, probably can't fly them again. Well, I wouldn't go that far, mate. You just maybe need to take some of the upgrades off them.
Yeah.
You know, it's about refining rather than ditching, I think.
I agree.
And, you know, Grievous is back, so which is cool. So, you know, for me, I think...
It's just not. It's what they're doing now is it's not a given that you're going to take Darth Maul with hate.
No.
It's not going to be one of those auto include upgrades.
It
Like
probably
it used
is.
to be. It used to be like some TFL in first edition was always stealth device
Yeah.
after auto thrusters.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably is. You probably
So-
will still see.
You probably will still see it,
But
you've
you
got to
say-
think.
Yeah,
about
you've got to
what
think
you're
about
gonna
what
do.
you're doing now. And when they said, like, Luke Gunner was going to come in at 30 points, and it went down to 26, the initial reaction was like, okay, it's better, but it's still quite expensive. But then it goes, you know, you put it on the Falcon, and Jack Mooney goes and wins hyperspaces and system opens with it. You know, with that particular,
Yep.
you know, that gunner upgrade, which for him, 144 point Han was like, what? Do you know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing? But it was so versatile, and the 26 points of being able to turn that turret by sitting still was invaluable, I think. So it's about getting the usage out of the points that it costs, rather than just going, actually, that's costing too much, I'm not going to fly it. It's like, okay, well, how can I make this work now? And I think that's a better way to look at it, I think. So
PJ says it is auto includes. He's not flying them.
points will have to come from something else. Exactly. So if that's the go-to upgrade, which I think it is on Maul, you know, what else do you need on Maul? You know,
If it's the 2 ship list, you have Pearl torpedoes and.
but Maul
Dark
with a mini
droids.
swarm is still just as potent.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and you know, I'm not sure whether or not. I think there's a lot of knee-jerk reaction comes out when the FFG do things like this, because they go, oh, this is gone and this is great and this is rubbish and this is not, you know, but we haven't really had time to let it soak in, and we haven't really had time to sort of refine the lists that we want to do. I feel quite easy about it because my list isn't really affected so much. No, it is.
No,
though.
it's not.
You know,
I agree.
in all seriousness,
Yeah.
the people that fly the top end meta are the ones that are going to have to keep changing every 6 months.
Yeah.
Whereas then it lends to me, as in like, you know, like Charles flew Death Rain to death in effect.
Yeah.
I'm flying Soul Sixer to death in effect. You know, and until they get nerfed, I think Death Rain got hit in 2.0 when it first dropped because it was, you know, and he's not going to recover from that anytime soon, I don't think.
No.
Until you stop seeing him on the tables. And when you stop seeing ships on the tables and you fly something that isn't meta, then what happens is that the stuff that you don't fly gets nerfed and the stuff you do fly gets a little bit stronger as a result.
Yep.
So therefore it's almost like a perpetual motion, isn't it? It's almost like a vicious circle in a lot of respects. You fly top end, it gets nerfed, then something else will rise to the top. You fly top end, then that will get nerfed, and something else will rise up. So it's always like a circle going round. Impressed as I am with Launch Bay next being so quick. Our club are running qualifying games over the next few weeks. Working out squad points will be a pain. Well, use an old app then.
The FFG app.
Yeah, use the FFG app.
The
They're not going to be
FFG app
updated.
won't
Yeah.
have updated.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're updating until the 11th, are they?
Yeah. No, 12th I think is. It is what it is, but people complain about that as well. So, you know, we as a community, I think that we have a responsibility to maybe accept these things a little bit more, and not criticise as much. Because if you had the arduous task of going back to FFG and saying, right, how do you rebalance this game with so many players all over the world, I wouldn't like that task.
I think they've done an excellent
You know?
job of balance.
Yeah.
I think
And
they've done. This is a big step towards balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can no longer enter the raffle. We talk for 10 minutes. Well, I talk for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's see who wins this beautiful.
Don't make me use the FFG app.
Do it. Do it. Let the hate flow through you.
Yeah. So we have
Wouldn't be too bad
got
if it does what it's meant to do.
we got 11 people in for the running with this. Unfortunately, not one of them is me. So we will pick a winner.
Yeah, go
And the winner of this amazing T65 damage deck is fanfare. Hawkshead, and it's kissed by Steve. So mwah, there you go, mate. Absolutely, that is now worth more than World's dice, more than World's gold dice.
Definitely.
You know, so well done, dude. Just drop us a whisper on here, and we'll make sure that John gets this out to you.
Gold ties for Keith.
I will take the pen, and I will write on here, Steve. Hawk's head. What? What have I done now?
No, laughing at PJ's coming.
So I don't know whether you can see that, but I've written Hawk's head on there, so that'll come out to you, dude. I think you're in you UK based. Come at me, bro. Tell me, are you UK based or not? Whisper. Oh yeah. Awesome. Cheers, guys. You are welcome, my friend. You are welcome. But he's in Liverpool. Oh God.
Easy, Steve.
Remember what you were saying earlier?
I'm calling a redraw. No, it's all good, man. Thank you. Sod kissing the prizes, mate. I want kissing when June and I then on the 7th of July. Dude, I don't mind kissing you.
You've been in a car for 4 hours.
Yeah, but Jude is slightly beyond my age thresholds, I'm afraid. So thanks for the offer, but I'm going to decline. What? Okay. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so the second game was a bit of a damn squib. I know Kylo was pretty much disappointed with his dice, but you know, you said right at the beginning that positioning wasn't the best.
I'm nodding so as not to agree with that verbally.
Top stream, top disembodied commentary. There you go. X-Wing Tavern Wars donated 200 bits. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. So we will discuss points again next week, I would think. Now, after it's all sunk in a little bit.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks, and we'll all be playing it, won't we?
Yeah, we will. We will. And if it drops after the 3rd and 4th, I think it is. Our next Warlords tournament, I would wager, will be on current points, not new ones, because the general rule of thumb is that John and Ash and Rastlin, the guys like that, they always decide that when it goes live on the FFG app, that's what they use.
What it is.
Yeah.
The Warlords tournament's on the 13th and 14th of July.
So no, they've moved it back a week
Have
because that clashes with the Beanie Games charity.
Okay.
Imperial March.
So the Beanie Games charity march will be.
Well, I'm not getting involved in that decision. But in a couple of weekends' time, we will be running the tournament here. I would guess on these current points.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
But I'll get John and Ash to confirm.
I've got my son that weekend.
So
I've got my son the weekend of the Beanie one.
I think there's a few of us going up for the Beanie one.
I think
but
I may have to go up.
Generally, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. But thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the commentary. We hope you enjoyed the game. I particularly enjoyed the first game, but then again, why wouldn't I? But absolutely, because I won. Because it's all about winning. Winning's the new having fun.
Win.
I did a win.
Yeah.
I did a win. My list is coming together. Greedo Gunner, yeah? You heard it here first. Or second, or whatever. So thank you for tuning in. It's like the Addams Family. Seriously, it's like the Addams Family. Yeah, easy. Whoa. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Go and get yourself some sleep. Go and get yourself some nice rest. Give your missus a cuddle. Give your kids a kiss. I'm not going to give your kids a kiss. Thanks, Paul, for the offer, but it's not going to happen. But you know what? Look after each other. Stay safe up here. Stay safe doing what you do. Thank you for tuning in. And I am going to say goodbye.
Good night, Internet.
And from Tim, say it again.
Sorry.
Say it again.
Oh, good night, Internet. It looks. I tell you what, it does look like.
What?
It looks like we can't afford the budget anymore for the Sooty puppet.
Yeah, it's almost like an Irish toy, isn't it? You know, you kind of if I wind it up here, and then just let it go. There you go, the Irish toy. There you go. So you can't see what I can see, right? And Tim has got this ridiculously concentrated face going.
It's my left hand.
Ambidextrous, sir. Ambidextrous. I don't know what that is. What is that? What's that kind of little finger thing
That's how you
doing?
operate that's how you operate a sooty puppet.
Is it?
Yeah, he does a lot of when he's talking. He nods with his head like that.
I
And
always
then,
do it like
his
that.
arms. Yeah. What? Well, like it's kind of Spock.
No. So you imagine the puppet.
Live long and
What?
prosper.
Imagine the
operates-
puppet
who
like
operates
that.
a hand puppet like that?
Me.
What are you doing, you mule?
I'm not out of total recall, you know.
Just
I
sort
got
it
12 kids to feed.
Surely that's what? That's the universal. Right, okay, so no context. Can we please post pictures of the correct way that you think you should operate a hand
Yeah.
puppet with? Somewhere, I don't know where.
Well, you know, and finally, Steve has come back to Loughborough. No, that's a wrestling thing. I'd just like to say, it's still cheese over bacon. There you go. So thank you very much, Tim, for joining us. It's been really cool having you in the booth, mate.
Good, thank you. I've enjoyed being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Say goodbye, Ben.
Oh, right.
This planned stream.
That's
We'll
your
see you
welcome, mate.
guys.
Good game. Well done.
See you soon.
Just make sure you slam the door.
Yeah, just make sure
I'm
slam.
well off that, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
slam
be-
the door on the way out. Ah! Why can't people just do as they're told?
That wasn't even a slam, man.
I know, man. It was an
Oh,
advance.
you actually want one?
Yeah.
Right after that.
Is he laughing?
There you go. There we go. See you later, Ben.
thought he was laughing as
And the last sort of yeah, who's Tim? Tim is top 4 nationals, Tim. And thank you very much, Dave, for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see you online somewhere whilst moaning about points. And do you know what? It is what it is. Just get on with it and play the game. And you know, it's all about the people anyway. So thank you very much. From Weekend Warlords, Tuesday Night Fly Casual. That's me done. I'm out here. And see you later, Spock. Jesus, I'm gonna go. Bye.
My age limits.
Beneath, not beyond. Beneath, not beyond. Thank you. Bye.